You're listening to the Gamecasters.
Natalie, Jeff, and Ryan are the Gamecasters, and they do a board game show, inboxes, and nooks and games, and top 5 lists, and sometimes there's fart jokes.
Hey there, you guys. What's up?
Oh, hello.
Hey.
What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. There's a show. It's called the Gamecasters, and it's once again time for you to nominate it for the Golden Geeks Best Podcast. You only have 4 more days from the day of this recording to nominate us. So if you listen to this after the April 13th, 2025 deadline, you're dead to me.
What?
You hear me?
The 11th.
Oh, God.
What? So 2 days.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the 13th.
Nuts.
Is the deadline. I think it's
Is
the
it
deadline.
15th?
Let me go look. Why do you keep talking?
Okay. You're dead to me. Do you hear me? No, of course you don't, because you're dead to me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's Sunday, April 13th. We're
Shit.
fucked.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but still, that's 2 days. 2 days from now, not 4 days. Okay. Seriously, it would be cool if you went over to Board Game Geek and somehow navigated that labyrinth of screens and clicks to nominate us for the best podcast of 2024.
Even I did it.
It doesn't really matter
Shocking.
if we get nominated or not, as Natalie told me she'd have sex with me either way. But for Jeff's sake, please vote for us, because Devin told him sex is off the table if we don't get the nomination. She said,
we need
and
we
I
need
quote,
to be nominated.
nah.
Nah. Yeah.
Will you have sex with me still? Nah.
Nah. Well, she goes, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see on Sunday, April 12th.
April 13th.
She's asleep by 8,
If you're good.
so she can avoid it.
Yeah. I'm sleeping.
Nominate us for best podcast, and if we get the nomination, you'll have to do it all over again to vote for us for best podcast. We ask so much of you. Ooh, listen to me talk for hours and hours every other week. Ooh, come to my convention and play games while I quietly jack off in the corner. Ooh, nominate my podcast for best podcast. We're selfish narcissists and think about nothing but our own success, and none of that matters. Don't you want Jeff to have sex again, you monsters?
Please.
So
help me.
Nerdfest 2025 just happened, and we got bigger and better and uncut.
Yeah.
What would you guys say? So we've been talking about, okay, so for Nerdfest's sake, we have been doing Nerdfests since 2010, Natalie.
Damn.
2010,
Man.
when it was all video. No, I said, damn it. It was just video games in year 1. That's not true. We also played Defenders of the Realm.
That's true.
And then ever since that original convention in 2010, it's only been board games.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's not true. We would set up
Yeah, we'd set up the
like a
Nintendo
video game
and,
or something here and there, and people could come play. Almost paying
Like
homage to
old-
the very first,
Yeah.
to the very first Nerdfest, and then it expanded. And all of you were like, "I want to come to Nerdfest," and so we made it an actual con. And now it's been 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
Nuts.
3 of them we've had. Holy shit!
Wows.
What were some of your highlights, you guys, of Nerdfest 2025?
Ooh. Well, one of my highlights was having it at a new upgraded venue.
Yes.
I think I loved having it at the hotel. I loved staying at the hotel where it was. I liked how a ton of other people stayed there. And, you know, you just come downstairs, see you eating breakfast over there.
She was so
Yeah.
excited about that breakfast last episode.
Breakfast?
Got on back to episode 150 when Natalie was like, I can't wait to see people at breakfast.
Just eating breakfast.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you sure
Oh
did.
my God.
Yep.
That's funny.
Just walking in the hotel. Oh, look,
Oh my God, we're going to like see each other at breakfast.
wow, there's Dennis and Heather. Oh my gosh.
It just felt more like professional and not just like we threw this thing together at this, you know, cheap place.
It
or
did feel
something.
much more legitimate.
Yeah.
It felt much more like legitimate convention, even though
Right.
we had less stuff
less
than ever
like
before.
vendors.
Yeah. We only had one vendor who was there only 2 days, and the rest of it was just games and events, and you know,
But it
seeing
still
our
turned
people.
out so great. I also really liked the speakeasy hot dog.
Hell yeah! Talk about that speakeasy.
So
that your boy Alan Fullerton put on.
He I think he has like a food truck or something in Oregon where he lives, and so he basically is like some sort of chef, professional,
Some sort.
cooker.
Some sort.
He's a professional cooker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
and
cook for a living. I'm a cooker.
Oh, so like meth and
Yeah, cook.
stuff like
I
that.
just do a lot of
Okay.
cooking.
Yeah, I see.
Anything you want.
Anything.
Hot dogs,
Yeah.
meth,
Hot dogs, meth, whatever you want.
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a
Insults.
fundraising thing. He
Let 'em
brought
cook.
from Oregon a bunch of food, all
hot dogs.
related.
Yep.
And he
On a plane.
on a plane.
It's weird. You could just bought them. We have hot dogs here.
We do. He wanted us to try. He wanted us to try those West Coast hot dogs.
Okay, got it.
They were delicious. They
were
were
good.
like upscale. Hot
They were
dogs.
pretty good hot dogs.
He's like, they're probably like Oscar Mayer wiener. When I say upscale.
Wiener.
Like he had the wiener on there. Probably Oscar Mayer wiener.
But anyways, like for a couple hours every lunch and dinner, he would go up in his hotel room on the down low and basically cook some food for people who wanted to come up and eat some lunch.
I almost completely outed him and gave it away. Day one. And so it was Friday. I was checking into our hotel room, right? So it's like, I don't know, 4:00 or something. And I see Matt Riddle there at the room. And he's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, how's it going? And we were like chatting. And he's like, man, I'm hungry already. You know, he's like, I just ate lunch a couple hours ago. I'm like, I'm really hungry for getting ready for dinner. And I'm like, well, you're never going to believe there's a speakeasy going on upstairs in room 621. You're not supposed to do, but he's making hot dogs. I'm saying this in the fucking lobby, right in front of the person behind the counter. And she wasn't listening at all, thank goodness. But like, I'm just like bursting it out. Like, oh, you should go get some hot dogs, man. Yeah. And he did. He went up there and got some. And
I like that it was kind of like it was like a hush hush thing.
Yeah, it was a hush hush thing just for like Gamecasters.
Like, oh, you're hungry, huh? Go 621.
Go to 621.
Yeah, and then you walk in and it's just like he's like up on the table, like cooking, doing
he was standing on the floor
playing Jackbox.
He wasn't standing
on the table. Like his
he had
Jackbox on the
Jackbox.
table.
Yeah, we played it when I was up there.
Did you? Because it's like stopped working for a time or something at some point. I don't know. But I loved that too. I thought that was really cool. Hopefully that becomes a mainstay going forward. I hope he does that. Unless the Sheraton Hotel's listening to this, and they're going to be like, "Oh, we're putting a stop to that next year."
Oh, we heard the recap. Yeah, you're out.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, the venue is wonderful. Yeah, I think that's.
I liked it.
Big news.
Do you want to?
We signed the contract for next year already.
Awesome.
Yep.
Do we know the date?
Yes, the last weekend again in March, which I think is the 27th, 28th, 29th.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to post that on the Facebook page. There was already, like the day we ended, 3 people asked, like, when is it? What are we doing right now so I can get days off? I can whatever.
Yeah, we just did that the other day.
There's something I'll talk about in a minute, but it was important to me to get started early.
Yeah.
Because what happened to us this past time was we didn't really land on a venue until a few months ago.
Yeah.
It was in like October-ish or something like that. We were like, well, we were looking and we couldn't find anything because we was like too much money. And then we were like, all right, we got to do this. Let's just fucking rip the Band-Aid off and do it. And we found the Sheraton Hotel, and oh my god, it was so great having it there. But at the time, we were hedging, I guess, and we were like, I don't know how many people we're going to get, so we're only going to get this much space.
Right.
And it turns out we got more people than we thought. Mm-hmm. And so we probably were like, okay, let's grow next year. We lost the third. We were trying to get the third space, and we lost
50% more.
Yeah, 50% more space. We would have had.
Didn't get it.
We didn't get it. We lost it pretty close to when Nerdfest began. We found that out. Yeah, the knife convention. Those fucking bros.
Hashtag knife life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many knife salesmen.
Dirty knife salesmen.
I'll say a couple of them came over and were asking about the convention. They were really nice.
Yeah.
They were really nice. Most of them were douchebags. So,
oh my god.
But this year,
almost all of them.
For next year, I was like, I don't want to be in that situation again. So
yeah, we want to lock it down.
We had a little bit of extra money left over. We're just literally funneling into Nerdfest.
Basically all our leftover money goes to the deposit.
Yep,
yeah, if you're curious, no one over here is rolling in
we literally
whether donations or anything like that.
We lose money. We made a little bit of money on some ticket sales. We had a little money left over from the year prior, but all that was just rolled into paying for this. And the same thing, all the money that we quote unquote made, from ticket sales, the portion of the charity auction and whatever else is already gone into next year's Nerdfest, making it better. Yeah. And so we have more space. We got that additional 50% more space.
Yep.
And we also got a breakout room.
Yes, which is
and
very
so
cool.
There's some really cool things that I want to do with the additional space. And we won't talk about exactly what yet. We're going to leave that for the time being.
Yeah. But knowing the dates is cool.
Lock those dates
location
in.
and
location,
date.
Yeah.
Same
so
location.
March 27, 28, 29, back in Novi, Michigan.
Yep.
Buy your tickets.
2026. Yep. We'll as soon as we have it set up, we're going to probably do an early bird kind of thing this time.
Yeah.
And the door, we're the first thing right by the door.
Yeah.
Because we're the first table, not the knife table.
Yes, we are.
That's cool.
Instead of ballrooms C and D, we're now ballrooms A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Yep. And depending on what happens with ticket sales, we could even still get Ballroom D. Potentially.
If needed.
If needed. We probably don't even need it. I mean,
Probably
this
not.
year we didn't necessarily even need the additional space. It would have been nice to have, but we didn't need it.
Yeah.
You know what I
it would
mean?
have been just like a luxury.
I was
Like,
worried that
people get spread
Saturday
out a
we were going to be
little more.
overflowing. Let's talk about that for a sec. So NerdFest on Friday, there was a good amount of people there.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh no, there's no.
We definitely didn't run out of space.
We definitely
but
ran
there
out
was
of
a lot
space,
people.
but we also, it wasn't like there was nobody in there.
People were there also right away. They were ready
Yeah.
to like
Oh my
open
gosh,
the doors.
yeah,
which
they
was
were
There was a
there
lot
before
of
the
events
doors
that were right at
opened.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, people were like waiting outside, like you said.
Yeah.
That all 3 days, people were just like waiting right
Yeah.
outside, which I love.
That's cool.
I thought that was really cool. And Saturday was packed out.
Yes.
It was not full. I felt like you could still get seats,
Yeah.
but it was more
It was
maybe
tough.
like,
Yeah.
I probably don't want to leave right now because maybe I won't get the spot
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. It was 90, I would say 90%, where there was like
Yeah.
chairs here and there. But it's one of those things where because maybe we didn't have the vendors or the other things, people weren't leaving. So they were like getting games, going back to their
Yeah.
table, and everybody had a spot, which was good. There wasn't people wandering necessarily to be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I can't find
which is
gaming
what happened
space.
at the VFW hall
Yep.
for 2 years of
Yep.
like, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go?
Right.
People were like, okay, there it is. You're just gaming next to people,
Yeah.
which people liked.
Yeah.
Nobody worried too much.
Everybody
about.
was great.
Yeah.
Right. And then with the more space next year, we can, rearrange the space in a better way, where maybe just open gaming is one whole spot, like everything.
feng shui,
and then
Yeah.
like events are like off to the
Separated.
side, separated, not like confusingly part of the open gaming.
Yeah, so we don't have to
area.
constantly, because like one thing I said to every single person that when I was at registration, I was like, just so you know, the first 2 rows are for events only. And I was like, I shouldn't have to say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like we could do better.
Yeah.
Next
right.
in the future, so it's like take that
Everything's just
one
improving.
click away.
Every convention improves.
Yeah,
Gen
of
Con
course,
improves.
yeah. And with
people
more
got fucking
space-
trampled for Lorcana. They figured out how to do it the next year, right?
And they figured it out.
Everybody's getting better.
Yeah.
And
so like we can have more activities and things to do, things set up. And that's one of the things that we're going to be working on the next few months is brainstorming, new and improved ideas for next year.
I have a list of things that I want to do me differently, but also like have at the convention.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Dave and I had a late idea this year to do like, if you've ever been to Gen Con, CGE always does like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And
that would be sweet.
now that Dave and I know what the space looks like, I'm going to just con him into helping me and figure out something where I have some downtime. Let me solve this puzzle to then go just
How
do
fucking
something
cool would that be?
right?
That would be
cool.
so fucking cool.
And at the end of it, you get a keychain or you get entered into some shit or something like that.
raffle or whatever.
But yeah, the place was. If I was like ranking things and I was like, all right, this is the biggest improvement from the year before, that's far and away number one.
I think so too.
Me too.
And then I think we have to talk about Swoozle.
Oh yeah.
How can we not start? Of
course.
If we're going to talk about people, how can we not start with the swooze?
Yeah, we talked about Alan's wieners.
right.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, he's got good
blew it,
wieners.
Natalie.
He's got nice wieners.
Yeah. This man.
Yeah.
The fact that this was his first time in the U.S. to go to NerdFest by himself is already a huge deal.
I am in love with him.
He's awesome.
He's
It was
so
If you
great.
don't
amazing.
know, we're talking about Swoozle. Now, it's funny. Plurpy was talking to me about this. He was like, I often forget that there are people that listen to the show that are not in the Discord. He's like, it was this like mind-blowing
Feels like
thing
we're
that
all
came to me where I was like,
talking to
why
each
is he
other.
saying this on here about other things? Like, oh yeah, the Discord is not the only place that people
Yes.
come to, that
In
listen
fact,
to the Gamecasters.
more people aren't in the Discord.
Yeah, than are.
But if you've listened to the show for any amount of regularity, you've heard us talk about Swoozle. Swoozle is our Austrian lover boy who's been listening since, way back when, since probably the beginning. And he's been a fan of ours forever. He's also one of the first members of the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has been a mainstay.
And has gone from listener to like online friend to like friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, holy shit, we got to like, he's here.
I know.
Like,
he's here.
He's here. He's in America.
Seeing him in person, as Natalie and I drove up to the hotel and we took him out to dinner on Thursday night. Wednesday night. We took him out to
We were in
dinner.
the hotel Wednesday.
And he was standing outside and he just had this
He looked like giddy.
beaming smile
Yeah.
on his face. And I was immediately just like, I'm going to pull the car over. We have to hug. We have to get out right now and hug this man. Yeah. Not just opening the car door, like, get in. So we got out and we accosted him.
Yeah.
We just like jumped on him and we were just like, it was magic.
We took him out to dinner and, we've never met him in person, never seen him before. And it just felt very easy and natural. Like we knew each other, just like it does with every other Gamecaster person we ever meet.
I only wanted him to have a good experience being here. It was like one of my missions. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he was instantly embraced by the entire community as though, but not like, oh, there's, the foreign swoozle guy. Let's all treat him like a lost puppy.
Exchange student.
It was just like, Alan's like, let's go to the bar. Him and Greg and Alan like went to the bar and like got all wasted and stuff, like, Friday and Saturday night. And he was just playing with everyone.
Yeah,
and
like,
he
hey,
was just
play with us.
He was like, yeah, and I would check in with him occasionally and like, how are things going? How are you doing? And because that's a lot. You're coming here from a different country. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, he knows the language better than most of us. But I mean, it's still not his number one language. And he's in a place with no other people from his country. So it's a little intimidating. And he was...
Yeah, I feel like I never saw him just like wandering around. He was always seemed to be engaged in something, which was very cool.
Yeah. He was a celebrity.
He was.
Cool. He was a celebrity. It was awesome. Hearing his voice is crazy because now, I talk to him constantly.
Yeah.
And now I read his text in his voice.
That's
and
a good point.
Well,
man. It's funny too, because on Friday, this guy had reached out to me on Facebook and he was like, hey, I have this news site called Good News Only or something like that. And he's like, I heard about Nerdfest. Can I stop by on Friday and take some pictures and interview guys? And I was like, sure, why not? And so he did that. And we told him about Swoozle. We're like, there's even someone here from Austria.
He's like, let me talk to him right now.
He wanted to talk to him. So now his first time in the US, he gets interviewed for this newspaper article.
He was like, I need to print this and frame it.
Is that what he said? Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
And and then after Nerdfest, he went and hung out in Chicago, and Plurpy took him around, and
that's so cool.
They were taking pictures. That was hilarious, and he's like, what did he say? He's like, oh, it's like we're like a gay couple with our son.
Yeah, because Plurpy's son was with them.
Yeah. He's like, it was really funny. So it just seemed like he had a blast. In America.
I hope so. Or I hope we mostly had a blast just meeting everybody and felt welcome.
We were loading games into the car after the convention, and he was helping, and we were done, and we were like, all right, we're gonna go to storage unit, and I was like, this is the last time I'm gonna see you,
because it's not like he's just gonna come to Michigan every year from
like
Austria.
Hopefully he comes back.
I
don't think it's gonna be the last time I'll see him ever in my life, but I was like,
an annual thing.
I was like, this is like we're gonna be gone, like, oh no, like and I gave him this big hug, and I was like,
automatically be here in 6 months. I'm not
going to just see you whenever. I was like, I feel like I need to cry right now. It was really sad. And that was fantastic. Everyone else that was there was just not as cool as Swoozle. So no.
I think we need to have like, we had these tiers of like, all right, if you help donate, you can get a table named after you. We can go to dinner, you get a pin, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. We should be like, all right, you're going to raise money for Swoozle to come back. Start chipping in money
now. Your money goes to bringing
to
Swoozle back.
GoFundMe.
Right.
Oh my God. Bring Swoozle and Jim Gamer into Michigan. That's a great fundraising idea, Jeff. You're joking, but I think that's actually really good.
We'll do the math. If everybody in the Discord, our 200 people in the Discord, all donate $20. Can we get...
It is really cool how many people in the Discord showed up to Nerdfest.
It was great. And the Facebook group. And there's a lot of people that aren't on the Discord, but that are on the Facebook group that showed up and posted pictures and how much they liked
Discord,
what was going on.
I mean like the people who interact with us, a lot.
Yeah, the socials.
Yeah.
That, for me, is my main highlight takeaway of Nerdfest is, we've said this before, it really just feels like Gamecasters reunion.
It does.
It's like it's
even
a convention.
Though the majority of the people don't know who we are and they're just locals who like come into Nerdfest, but like... Yeah. It still feels that way to us.
It's a vehicle to get all our friends together.
Honestly.
And I love that part of it. I love, I'm sitting at registration and people are checking in, and then I look down and I see, there's Shelly and Lance walking up with Franny. And it's like, they're here.
Yeah.
And then Plurpy runs the corner and it's like, and then Measles and Dave McCown, and it's just like, man, all our people are here.
It feels like, and I don't think the new venue lost like the charm. I know we were talking about like, oh, what if the charm's not there?
Right, small.
It still felt like this was just a giant room of
people hanging out. Yeah,
it totally did.
And even there were a couple people that I don't remember their names, but I talked to them and they weren't with a group. Mm-hmm. A lot of people came with groups, which could be intimidating. But I remember walking in with this one woman and she grabbed a game and I was like, all right, there's these little signs that say need people, need players.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I'll read the rules. And she like grabbed a need players sign and there was like this person 2 down that was like, hey, come play with me. And she was like, okay. And she put the game away and sat down and played with them. And I was like,
so
there you go,
cool.
boom. And I was like, this is what it was. This is what it's meant for. Like,
yeah,
the Gamecasters people all love each other, but then you have these other people that come in and can feel
just
welcomed
over
by
the hobby
everyone
in general. Yeah,
like I talked to a bunch of people that they have no fucking clue. There was somebody eating Alan's wieners that was like that. We were having the same conversation about like, oh, the Gamecast thing, and the guy was like, I don't know who you're talking about.
yeah.
I was like, well, the Jeff hot dog, that's me. And then he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, how'd you find out about this?
Yeah, how do you know about this?
He's like, somebody was whispering about it, so I had to come up here. I don't even remember the guy's name, but it was like,
that's really funny.
I'm like, okay, it feels like you're amongst friends, and amongst like other people that are there for the same reason.
Yeah.
I completely agree. It's interesting too. There was a lot of people. Weirdly, not weirdly, but like I was surprised how many people would show up and I'm like, did you register online? They're like, no. And I'm like, oh, how did you hear about us? And I'm like, a friend, messaged me and I was like, oh, cool. Have you been to a game convention before? And they're like, no. And I'm like, this is your first.
Cool.
There was so many people. I asked that question to a lot of people. Like most people I would be like, have you been to Nerdfest before? Mm-hmm. A lot of them would say, yeah, I was here last year. I was here. I've been here both years.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, no. And I'd be like, you ever been to a convention before? And they were like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, okay. But there was a lot of people that were like, no, I've never been to a convention. And they were kind of like looking at me like,
they don't know what to expect.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Right. And they were there with their whole family. Like it was like this woman, her husband, and they had 2 little kids. They're like, tell us what we're in for. A friend of ours was like, I think you would enjoy this. They know I like board games.
Yeah.
And
that makes it even better. I feel like if they've never been to a convention, I feel like it'd be so easy to just be like, go hang out, play some games.
Just go sit down, find a spot and play.
It's not so big and complicated. Like, well, there's this and this and this and this. It's just like,
right. This is
there's
open
a couple
gaming.
things, but mostly just go have fun and play games.
Go play games. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, like you said, who brought games, but there was a ton of people who didn't bring games.
The library,
so our library, I feel like, was a hit.
Popping off.
Yeah.
We had over 250 games checked out. And that's just of the people that actually checked the games out with us.
Did it.
Yeah, right.
Right. And it's more than that. I mean, I don't know.
It's more than that.
It's like, well, there's more than that for that. But then, the kids
were running it.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily taking the most accurate of records.
Right. So or they walk away for a minute and someone grabs it and they're like, what do I do? And it's like, someone's like, just go. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to probably say there was 50 more. So there was around 300 or so, I feel like, checked out.
That's a game a person.
It was hopping the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited that the library has worked out.
Yeah, I'm glad we have it.
We took records of what games and how many times they were checked out.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'll have information to, curate going forward.
Yeah,
which is really, really awesome.
Be left off the shelf maybe as it starts to grow.
Right,
also.
like okay, this maybe didn't do so well, but like Doomlings was one of, if not the most played games of the entire convention.
Oh, wow.
A couple little kids came up and they were like returning it, and I'm like, "Oh, did you have fun?" And they were like, "I had so much fun. I made my dad put it in our Amazon cart right now."
Yeah.
So I emailed them, and because I didn't talk about this on the show, I'm going to talk about it now.
Yeah,
Doomlings was like, "We want you to play the game and talk about it on your podcast." And I was like, okay. And we played it. It wasn't for us.
Right.
And I emailed them and I was like,
I have a funny story.
I just want you to know, thank you for sending it to us. However, I'm not going to talk about it on the show because if I did, I would give it a bad review.
Yeah.
And, I want to give you the courtesy of letting you know, like, it's not going to help anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think. If we like us not deciding not to tell people that Doomlings was bad for us, I don't think that's like robbing people of.
No,
I might buy Doomlings.
Look at what happened. Obviously, if other people have different opinions on it.
Yeah,
that game is huge, whether we like it or not.
Exactly. But so what I said to her was, if you want, I will happily email. I will mail the game back to you. And she's like, no, I appreciate you reaching out and saying that. Thanks for being honest with me. Put it. She knew we had Nerdfest. She's like, put it in your convention library. And so I reached out to her yesterday and I was like, I just want to tell you. Yeah, I was like, I just want to tell you that while it didn't work for us, it was maybe the most checked out game of our entire convention.
It's cool.
And, while we didn't have a great time with it, obviously other people did. And there was even sales that I know happened because people played it at NerdFest. Hopefully that helped. And she responded and she was so gracious and excited.
Give me the chills.
And she wants to maybe help us with
Really?
NerdFest 2026. So I don't know what that looks like yet,
cool.
but I thought that was really cool. So you never know what kind of contacts you're going to make.
On a weird note, so the same person has reached out to me and was like, I was one of their original reviewers when they kickstarted 4 years ago. And again, I played the game. I'm like, it's like a kittens, exploding kittens or whatever.
Yes,
I'm like,
exactly.
Okay, fine. She sent me a message and she was like, I saw you were on our list. We're going to send you Doomlings and this other thing. Kind of was like, here. And I was like,
and you were like, well,
I sent her. I was like, I played it with my students. I was like, my game group doesn't love it, but like my students liked it. I think I gave it to one of the kids when they graduated as like a gift. And she was like, you know what? She's like,
gift.
Gift. She's like, I'm going to send you a little expansion. It changes the game up. If you want to try it again, whatever, here you go. So it's like, now I have another copy of Doom Wings. So I'm like, I'll play it and post about it on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's cool because she was so kind about everything. Because I was very honest about like, it didn't hit with us. So I don't want you to waste anything on me. And she was like, no, we appreciate what you've done and blah, blah. And I don't know if she made the connection with us.
Right.
But
yeah, I don't know either. She didn't mention. I doubt she did make that connection, but it's possible. Yeah, she was a fantastic person. So the library just really fucking rocked our socks off.
That was cool.
So what I would do differently next year, I was thinking about this. There's a lot of things I want to do differently. Number one, helpers, workers. Sooner than later. Yeah, I know, but but this time.
We're going to do it.
I can't do that again.
I know.
We have to have helpers and workers. So sooner than later, I'm going to create a Google Sheet. I'm going to send it around that people can use to sign up for jobs at NerdFest. Some of them potentially maybe paid jobs. We'll talk about that.
Let's not go that far.
We did everything this year.
Hot dogs from Alan.
Blowjobs from Alan.
Yeah,
sorry, Alan. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Alan, your wiener's going to be...
He's like, I can't make it next year, guys.
Your mouth is going to be... We did everything this year. I kind of want to do nothing next year. And I don't really mean that. That's not true. I don't want to do nothing, but I don't want to do everything. Literally every moment of all 3 days, I think I had some task to carry out. I thought with the addition of the hotel taking away the concession and the website helping alleviate the stress of events, that there would just be way more time. There wasn't. There was, I mean,
it was a lot less work in general, but it was still nonstop.
I did not have one free moment unless I was eating hot dogs with Alan.
Yeah.
And even then I felt like my brain was like, okay, I'm having Emily or Jeff run this while I'm up here, and I feel like I can't be gone long, and I'm like, okay, I got to do this. And when I get, and then I come back, and everybody wants to talk to me, and that's great. I want to talk to everybody, and it was awesome. But I was like, damn it, I feel like I can't talk to you for 10 minutes right now. I have to go be over here. Yeah. My kids are starving, and so I have to run the library while they're doing that, or the wheels got to be manned, or I got to run around and check to make sure all these kids aren't running around. I got to work with the paint station. I got to be at registration. I got to talk to, these attendees about whatever problems they have, because everybody's got a problem, and how can I fix that? And there's a million, and it's too hot in here, so I gotta go talk to the party captain. That's someone's like, it's a little too cold, and I'm like, well, sorry, suck it up, that's fine. There was just like a million everything. Now there's
NerdFest coats,
right? You don't want it to be too hot in a room like that.
So I just don't want to do everything. I felt like there was no time in every moment of everything I was doing. So I was like, next year has to be different. I can't do that again. If I have to do that again next year, I think I'd be like, we can't do this anymore. If it was like that. I was so exhausted. And I remember feeling this way after NerdFest last year and the year before. But it was like, I was on such a high. Now it's like, okay, we've done it for 3 years. Something's got to change. You know what I mean? So what sorts of jobs am I talking about? Registration. I want a team of people who know and understand how to work registration. And then we'll have a schedule of them doing that, right? Same for the gaming library. I don't want it to be a burden on any one person.
No.
Yeah. I would love to have a team of people. We have 10 people. This is just spitballing. We have 10 people who are registration people, and we're going to come up with a schedule for them, and we'll buy their tickets, right?
Yeah.
Or we have, same thing with the gaming library. I want a team of people who know how to run and work the library. I want someone to help pick up set up the game, pick up the games from the storage unit, set them up, and then pack them up and then take them back. So like a team of like you people are in charge. And this is what I was talking about.
What do you mean you people?
You people are in charge of going to the storage unit. Here's the code. Here's get the stuff. Come unpack it. Put the library up. Like you're just the library is your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think we can get that.
I think we can too. I really think with enough planning, and that's another reason why I wanted to
people want to
book
help
it this year. Right. So it's hard for me to let go of things.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard for me to ask and be like,
let go a little bit.
Please, yeah, but I think we have to.
For me, it's hard to let go and to like ask people for help.
Asking people for help
because I want them to just come enjoy it.
It's the worst. So my tank was on E permanently from get-go Friday morning. Stayed that way until Sunday at 6, really Sunday at 9. But I do want to give a shout out to Kelly and Alan and Swizzle for packing up all of our cars. And Kelly drove us to the storage unit, and oh my gosh, we got there. And the second we got there, it started pouring.
Oh, yeah. We were inside the storage unit garage thing.
I was like, what is that noise? Are we being bombed?
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's just
downpour.
torrential.
There's constant lightning and thunder. And we're like, good thing we're inside.
And the storage unit is so fucking cramped. There was like 10 people there when we got there.
No.
So we had to, we couldn't get inside.
Only one of us at a time could be inside.
Yeah, and so, but it ended up being fine. It was
it all worked out. And by the time we left the storage unit, the storm was over. So we just hunkered down in there while we were putting the bins away.
Yeah, and it's always so quick to do that. But so while my physical tank was on E, my emotional tank was on F. Seeing and interacting with all of you who showed up, having my kids there, showing pride in working. All that stuff filled me up. Yeah. We were reminded several times over why we love putting this thing together. When we got person after person telling us how much fun they had. You know what I mean? There was people that we didn't know. I said to people that we didn't know that were like, oh, I've never been to a convention. Those same people would come out and be like, that was so much fun. Like, thank you for putting this on. That was awesome. And it's like,
that's the best part.
Okay, that's why.
Makes it all worth it.
That makes it worth it. That's why we do this. Our community that has formed around us over the years has just grown in size. And that's what I love the most about Nerdfest. We're adding people, you know what I mean? Like all the time. And it's just so great. So I loved Nerdfest 2025, and I'm very much looking forward to Nerdfest 2026.
Yeah, I think so. The two of you should be very like proud of yourself, like for everything that you do to like build this sort of community and put this event on outside of just the Gamecaster people. Like we said, other people are showing up here and being like, "Thank you, this was awesome."
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah, thanks, man. No,
I'm proud of you guys, and I know that like. Doing this, the show hasn't like given you the hard on that it used to. But I'm hoping that like Nerdfest is sort of like giving you the all right, fuck yeah, like that was cool. Or at least keeping you in the world that you like in the board gaming world. I hope that sort of gives you.
You're right. It's because it's like everybody that we love. This is their main hobby too, and so this is the best way to see everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's if you're having fun, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and just watching, like, you know, there's people came and this is a comment on Natalie that, you know, these people showed up and Natalie was like, oh, hey, Nick, here's your badge.
She knows all their names.
Hey, Grant, here's your badge. And like, just like constantly like knew these people. And the people were like, holy shit.
How the fuck do you know my name?
There was one time where I seemed really cool because Natalie like remembered somebody's name or asked. And then I was like,
I'm going to use that.
And then he walked up to the counter. I'm like, hey, Brett.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, you remember me? Like, I do. But I, you know, that's different than other places, other even smaller conventions. It's different than that, where there was a personal touch that I feel like you guys put on this that again you should be proud of.
Thanks. Thanks, man. I feel like it's a microcosm of the show. Like you do the Instagram inbox, and that's a way to get personal attention to people in our community that I don't think any other podcast does. And so I kind of feel like that's kind of like our thing, right? With both the podcast and Nerdfest is it's all three of us is thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you knew everybody's name, you would call them by their name.
Right.
If I knew everybody's name, I would call them by their name. Natalie does know everyone's name. So
Right. Well, I would always see all the badges come in and then I would recognize all the names.
This year, and you still knew everybody.
Yeah, but it was from the other years.
I know. That's surprising.
Second and third year people, you were on it.
Yeah.
This is why you should vote for us for Golden Geek for 2024.
We deserve your nomination.
I know. It was like a game. They'd walk in and I'm like, I know them. And I'm like, give me a minute. I'm like, you're Ethan, you know? Like,
you were always right. Like, how good does that make that person feel? You know what I mean? Like, I felt like when Kayla showed back up. Kayla was the winner of the Tumbling Dice tournament last year. She showed back up.
She was a minor celebrity.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, Kayla, you back? You gonna win it again?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
I feel like 10 people talked to her about it.
Yeah.
Like, it was like constant.
Really?
Yeah, I talked to her about it. Somebody else was like, oh, Kayla's back for more or whatever kind of thing.
I asked her dad, I was like, does she like display proudly the trophy? And he was like, oh yeah. She displays it. She talks about it all the time. It's in her room. You know, she brings it out and shows people like whenever they come over.
That's so cute.
I know. Well, it's a fucking badass trophy.
Yeah,
I know.
So this year's Tumbling Dice tournament, the top four were community
Gamecasters.
people,
Yeah.
right? The final four was Joe Board to Play,
Yeah.
Greg Slapian, Mr. Measles,
Yep.
and Mel.
And Mel. Yep.
And I am proud to say 3 years in a row now has gone to the winner has been a female.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
Dominating.
Year one
Girls rule.
was Patty McCown.
Yeah.
Year two was Kayla.
Yeah.
Year three, Mel takes it home.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Over
Kick
Measles.
those boys' butts.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did. And Measles was giving everybody the measles in that round,
it
too.
was an epidemic.
I think measles resurgence is because of measles.
Yeah. There was also like a couple Friday and Saturday night. There was a couple games of Blood on the Clock Tower that really seemed to be a hit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, people
Always.
are. What's funny about that is, you know, I'm on the website constantly before Nerdfest, and I'm like, fuck, there's like only 4 people have signed up for Blood on the Clock Tower, and they want 15.
Yeah.
I'm like, this could be a bomb. And then
they got 15.
They got
full.
Yeah.
They got 15,
Yeah,
20
people on a waiting list.
Yeah,
They're
there
like,
was
I wanna be
yeah,
in the 6.
right. There
People
was
left, bought the game. They
crazy
wanted to
amounts of
start
people.
another one. It was cool. Yeah, it was in a good spot
So
for it.
cool.
And I think the woman who ran it both nights, I think she was a player in it at Nerdfest last year.
For the first time.
And then
now
was like, oh my gosh,
and now she runs it at the Livonia Library.
Livonia Library.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
live there.
Yeah, like I
live at the library.
Jeff is at the Livonia Library. Thank God for the library.
Yeah, I got the library.
Yeah, there's just so many cool little things like that. Like so many we can't even name them all, but that's the kind of stuff that's just like, wow, this is awesome. Like we made a place for this stuff to happen for these people.
It's if you build it, they will come. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I was worried. I was really worried that we're attendance is looking
I know
down.
you texted me a month ago and you were like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
He always
I
is
was-
like that. He's freaking out.
And then it creeped up and you were like, we're slightly better.
Yeah.
It's like we just kept
he was
talking
constantly
about
like,
it.
are we better or worse than we were this time
Well, I
last year?
didn't
I'm
know
like,
the
I
numbers.
don't know.
I didn't know any of the numbers, and so to me, I'm like, we only have 100 people registered, and there's only a month left. I was
Yeah.
like, like
Yeah.
we need people to come,
shit.
or we're not going to be able to pay for this.
Yeah.
And then we got more than ever. We had like I think 20% more attendees this
Great.
year.
Yeah.
And
I don't know the percentage.
I think
I
it
think
was
it was
somewhere
about
around
like
there.
40 people more than we got.
No, I
total
think it
last
was
year.
like 60 more
Really? I thought it was like 270 total.
this year. No, you didn't include walk-ins. That
thought that I did, but-
No, I'm pretty sure we were at like 270 on the website, and then walk-ins were like another 50.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, damn. I said, damn. So that was Nerdfest 2025. Another, went off
Yes,
fantastically.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone who showed up.
Thank you.
We love all of you.
I'm going to do a quick,
Yes.
before we get into game
Do
talk,
it.
I want to do a
Oh, yeah,
quick
there's a couple
thank
more
you
things.
for, we had a charity auction, which we've done every year, which
Yeah.
hopefully we'll kind of keep doing.
Yeah.
So I want to give like a huge thank you and shout out to the publishers that donated.
Yes.
were kind enough to sort of just send us things and almost like willingly to be like, what do you want? How can I help you? Can I send extra games for the library?
I will go out of
Can
business to.
Yeah, they were like,
I'm going to send you my West Coast
yeah,
stock.
I'm going to send you
I know,
everything that I've ever
right?
made. Yeah, so like
was
Lucky
crazy.
Duck sent some amazing stuff. Brotherwise, Tabletop Tycoon, which is the Starling Everdell kind of series. Rio Grande sent a million games.
Rio fucking Grand.
So
Seriously,
many.
like I had just very short conversations with Rio Grande, and they were like, "Of course, we'll send you things." And dozens of games.
They stocked our library.
They stocked the library with every game.
Provided us with a fuck ton of giveaways.
Yep.
They helped us out in the charity auction.
It was incredible.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
that was
Without
so
them,
nice.
it would have been
Yeah.
scant.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But with them, it was like we're overflowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue, Orange, and Leader Games. And even Leader Games was like, I'm going to send you ARCs for the thing, for ARCs for the charity auction, and ARCs for your library. And I'm going to send you this for this. So all of these
That was
Lucky
amazing.
Duck, Brotherwise, Tabletop Tycoon, Rio Grande, Blue, Orange, Leader, they were just, it was awesome.
Yeah,
and how cool
thank
they
you
were.
all
so thank
so
you for
much.
that.
Hopefully, we can work together in the future.
Yeah.
because what a cool way to grow our library as well.
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like with games that they want to play, and they get played.
They get
People
played.
are playing all their games.
Yep.
You know what I mean. Also, last thing before we move on a little bit is Game and Company was there, and they did this really cool giveaway for the
Yeah.
giveaway thing. They had like a bunch of games that. I don't know what they were like.
like
on
their sale
clearance.
ones.
They were on
Clearance.
sale or on clear, and I think they were kind of like, we don't want to take these home. Let's give them away. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really cool moment when we were pulling all the tickets. Remember,
Yeah.
me and Jeff are like walking around giving tickets to all these
Right,
tables.
because we were like, how do we give these away? We want everyone to have an opportunity that's still here
Yeah.
to win. And yeah, you guys went
that
around,
felt
passed
like
out tickets.
the magic moment of
Yeah, like we
this
walked by and I was like, we're
Nerdfest.
doing another raffle. They're like, oh, cool.
They're like,
oh, cool.
you are?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. Yeah.
And then they're like, wow, you give them a ticket. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then people would win, and the whole room would applaud.
Yeah.
I know.
That was so
How
cool.
sweet.
When Charlie Cousineau pulled his ticket, he
Yeah.
like yelled like, woohoo! And I was like, it's so awesome. And
Yeah.
everyone's clapping, and it was really cool. And then, Game and Company came in there, and they got, a bunch of games to give away, and they're waving. It was awesome. It was really fucking cool.
That was really cool.
So I found this on my phone, Jeff, randomly. I have no idea when I wrote it or what the date was, but it says, Wayne's World. Wayne's World, Wayne's World, it's potty time excrement.
Okay.
He sent me a screenshot.
I was like, what is this?
like, why is this on
was
my
I drunk?
phone?
When did I say, Wayne's World, it's potty time, excrement.
It probably like went through your head and you're like, I need to write
I was like, I
this
should
down.
probably write that down. I don't know when the fuck I did it.
Maybe we're sleeping.
All right, so before we get into the game talk, right before, we had fun with this little game last time. Natalie did not like how I only did one of these. So I'm going to do a couple of
So we're going to do one more.
Yeah, I'm going to do a couple. I'm going to do a few of them. All right. So this is the rate the thing without knowing what comes next. Okay, we're doing 5 things per list. Okay. Are you guys ready for this? Natalie, you're looking excited.
Yeah.
We're gonna do drinks. Okay, rate these drinks.
Oh, okay.
Without knowing what comes next. Okay, 1 through 5.
Drank.
Number 1,
Frank.
beer.
Beer.
Are these
3.
Are these? Natalie asked, "Are these?"
Beer. And I'm just going to say beer as in like a beer that I kind of like.
Yeah, just
Sure, a beer.
Beer.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
3.
5.
Oh shit! Natalie doesn't like beer.
I don't really drink beer.
You don't really drink beer. Number 2,
Seltzer.
Covfefe.
Coffee?
Yep.
5.
Yeah, that's where I would put coffee too. Are we the only people in existence who don't drink coffee?
Yes.
I'm gonna say
And
3.
Dave and Joe Madigan do not drink coffee either.
All right, that's for them. Wait, that's for Dave. This is for
Okay.
Jeff.
Yep. Got it.
All right, what'd you put that, Natalie? 3, Jeff. Oh, so you guys are
beer
just
and coffee,
inverted.
we just
You're just
swapped.
inverted. Number 3, milkshakes.
They bring all the boys to the yard.
They do.
I do like. I
fucking love a milkshake.
But
Milkshakes are good.
what's the next one? I'll say number 2.
Yeah.
$5 milkshake. That's milk
I
and
was
ice
gonna
cream.
do that.
Milk shake.
Pretty good. I don't know if it's worth $5.
It's a delicious.
You put it at
dessert.
number 2. What'd you
2.
do?
2.
You guys are the same so far,
Ooh.
except
I
one of
know.
them has switched.
Yeah.
But you have the same spaces left. So you have
Yes.
1 and 3
Yeah,
left.
1 and
4.
4.
Number 4, iced tea.
Ooh.
4.
Yeah.
4.
I would say 4 as well.
I'll say
It'd be
1.
just barely above coffee
Yeah.
for
I
me.
love iced tea.
You
what
do.
a refreshing drink.
You said, would you put that as number 1?
Yeah.
Damn, girl. So Jeff,
I drink iced tea like
guess
every
this is
here
day.
you go,
number
Jeff.
1.
Your number 1 drink is Sprite.
Okay.
Hey, yeah.
All right. Okay. And what's your? So your number 4 is Sprite.
Yep.
Do you like Sprite, Jeff?
Sure.
You have to. It's number 1.
I guess
like
it's my
Sprite.
favorite
You
drink
didn't even
of all
know.
time. Yeah. Number 1.
It's a delicious soda pop.
Yeah.
To me, it's like the most middle of the road
Yeah.
pop ever.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I always
like,
found
it's okay.
Sprite to be the most refreshing pop.
That was advertising. Marketing got you.
Yeah.
Is that what
like
they
no
say?
other pop
I mean, yeah.
like quenches my thirst. It just tastes like syrup. But
Yeah,
like Sprite, I'm
Sprite
like
quenches your
yeah,
thirst?
Yeah.
I don't think any pop actually
Yeah,
quenches
I don't
my
think it actually
for
does.
more than 5
Ice cold-
seconds.
An ice cold Sprite does.
Oh, an ice cold delicious Sprite.
Thank you.
I've been doing this
Wow.
thing.
And now
where-
to our sponsors. Sprite.
I've been doing this thing where to the kids, I'm like, I need an ice cold delicious root beer right now, and they think it's really funny. It's not,
Yeah.
but I
It's
say it, so I
his
say
thing
it
now.
constantly.
He won't say root beer. He'll only say an ice cold delicious root beer.
I should have put ice cold delicious root beer on the list.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to
You
another
should
one.
have asked Jeff for an ice cold delicious root beer from 7-Eleven.
Should have.
Oh, man.
Damn it. Why didn't I do that? Fuck. All right, so Jeff's number 1 was Sprite. Number 5 was
Yeah.
coffee. Natalie's number 1 was iced tea. Her number 5 was
Beer.
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 Yeah.
And beer was number 3 for you, Jeff.
Beer. Yeah, number 3.
All right, here we go. Rate these famous duos
Oh.
without knowing what comes next.
Okay. Duo.
Number 1, chocolate and peanut butter.
Oh, I thought they were people. Chocolate and peanut butter?
Yep.
Meh.
2.
4.
I fucking love chocolate and peanut butter. Holy
Okay.
shit.
I know that's
weird.
like
She also likes
a
olives.
huge hit from everybody, but like to me, I'm like, it's fine. Like I don't love it like most people do.
Okay. Well, let's see if you like it better than number 2, Shaq and Kobe.
Oh, Shaq
What?
and Kobe.
Shaq and Kobe.
Shaquille O'Neal,
Shut
Kobe
up,
Bryant.
this chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah,
No,
Shaq and Kobe. I mean, they were dominant for a while.
I don't
but
They were.
actually-
not dominant in 2004 when the Pistons fucking
Fucked them up.
whooped them.
Fucked them up.
In the
I
old
cannot
famous
feel
5-game
more-
sweep,
Fucked
as we
them
call
up,
it.
swept
Fuck them
them.
up.
I can't
I'll
feel
put you
more
at 5,
indifferent.
bitches.
You're
I'm putting
indifferent to
them at
Shaq
4.
and Kobe?
Yeah.
They're a great duo.
Kobe and Shaq, 4.
4. Boom.
Yeah, if I was
Natalie's
an LA
5
fan,
in
I'd
it.
probably put them way higher, but
Natalie, 5. Okay. All right.
Pistons fucked you up. Ben Wallace
Dude, they
fucked you
fucked
up.
Ben Wallace. Number 3, Mario and Luigi.
Oh, they're not- Mario and Luigi, number 1.
Ooh, that's
Number
pretty good.
1.
Yeah, Mario and Luigi,
Hell
man.
yeah. Famous duo.
I'll say
Man,
number
they fix
3.
your toilet, they'll save the princess. They got it all, man.
They got it all.
Mario and Luigi got it all. What'd you say for Mario and Luigi?
3.
3.
Now I have 1
Mario
and
and
2
Luigi.
left. These
your
better be
bottom
good.
1 and 2.
Uh-oh, here
Number
we go.
2, Netflix and chill.
Oh, that's like 6.
Just like-
6.
I'll do no.
Wait, what do you mean?
He said that's like sex.
Oh, I
I'll
was
do
like,
that
don't
for
you
number
like
3.
doing that?
Ew, Netflix and chill. Gross.
Well, we need
gonna
the
watch
Golden
the
Geek
show.
nomination for that to continue. So head on over to Board Game Geek.
Navigate the labyrinth of clicks
Yeah.
and beeps.
I say
Number
number
3.
1.
Number 1
I'm
for
scared
Netflix
of what
and
you're
chill.
going to say next. It could be like a baseball duo or
Could
something.
be. Could be a baseball duo. If I had a baseball,
baseball and
duo,
bat.
what-
Glove and
what's a
bat.
baseball?
I don't know. That's what I mean. It could be something like, oh,
Hank and Aaron.
can't let that be my number 1. I actually like Netflix.
I guess if you did a baseball duo, it would be like a pitcher-catcher combo, maybe.
It might be like, yeah, Jeter and A-Rod or something.
yeah. No, it's not a baseball combo. Number 5, Peen and Vagine.
Oh, no.
Which is kind of the same as Netflix and
Yeah,
chill.
I guess.
Except there's no TV to start it off
I
with.
guess
There's no
that's slightly
pretense.
below Kobe and Shaq.
Yep. I feel like this is accurate. Number
Literally.
1, Netflix and chill. Number 2, P&P.
Yeah, you'd rather have your sex coupled with a show.
With a show rather
like,
than just
Natalie
doing it.
afterwards.
she needs to be fucking foreplayed.
Yeah,
Whether
with-
that foreplay
with
comes from the
Netflix.
Netflix or she doesn't just want the
Man.
peen and the vagine. All right, nicely done.
That was
So
sad.
number
That's my
1
last
was
one.
Netflix and chill, Natalie.
Yeah.
Jeff, number 1 was Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, Mario and Luigi.
Number 4 for you was Netflix and chill or peen and vagine.
No, 5 was P and Vagine.
Oh, no.
I lost it. I had sex all the way at the bottom. You gotta
Oh,
go first for
damn.
Golden Geek on the 2024
well,
Golden
you're
Geek
more
Awards.
of a peen in the batine.
Oh, my God. Is he?
I don't know. That's why it would have been number
Devin.
0. All right, rank these TV shows without knowing what comes next.
Okay.
All right, number 1, Mr. Robot.
Ooh,
Damn,
that's
that
a
show's
good
really
one.
good.
That's a good fucking show right there, Mr. Robot.
I'm gonna say 3.
3, hedging.
I'll say.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll say
but that show's
4.
great.
That was
I
great.
there were some
Natalie
reveals
goes,
in
"That's
that
great."
show.
4.
I know.
Well, there's so many other.
There's other
I know.
ones. There was reveals in that show that the first big reveal with his
Yeah.
sister, I thought was like the
I know.
it's great.
It just like everything clicked. You're like, what?
oh my gosh, the Robot
just a
number
mind-bending
2,
show.
Freaks and Geeks.
Ooh, I like
That show's so
Freaks and
good.
Geeks.
That's a good fucking show too.
Man, what
Is
do I
that
do?
the best show that's only had 1 season?
Absolutely.
People might say Firefly. Have you seen Firefly?
Man.
Oh yeah, I've seen Firefly like 10 times.
Oh wow.
Really?
What would you say between
I've never
those two?
seen it.
What's wrong with you? You're not a nerd.
Sounds
You
like
need
a
to watch it.
sci-fi show,
It
right?
is.
You
yeah.
should.
It is a
Just
sci-fi
don't watch
show.
it. You're gonna watch it and be like, "That was dumb."
We saw
And then
the
I
actor
assume
in
you're
it in
mad.
Big Bang Theory
Yeah,
too, Nathan Fillion.
And Alan something or another. I thought no, maybe he's not in Big Bang Theory for an episode. Anyway,
Oh, from
Firefly.
Fire-
yeah, I think I don't know. Freaks and Geeks was. They're so different. One's a sci-fi show. One's
I
a
know.
comedy.
I feel like Freaks and Geeks is
Call it a tie.
loaded with people who are
loaded.
famous now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Tons of them.
They're all
I'm
famous.
gonna go with 2.
2 for Freaks
I
and
did
Geeks.
that too.
2.
F and G.
Number
F&Gs.
3, The White Lotus.
Ooh.
5.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
put it at 5 too. Fuck that show. I mean,
It's okay.
yeah, good, not great for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's been
Natalie likes
cool,
that
but
show.
we're on like season 3, and I'm like, this is the same show I've seen before.
Really?
I put 5. I do like it, but it's not as good as the other ones.
Okay. Number 4, House. MD.
Man, I'm leaving my
3.
number 1 up. I'm gonna put it 4.
Okay.
I did like House. We watched the shit out of House.
Talk about a show that's the same, but it's still so good.
God.
Well, that's what's my
Every
problem.
episode is the same, but I was like, I love
House.
this.
We just like watched like
that's all
3
we did.
seasons of
And then I
that.
came to visit you at State one time,
Yeah,
and we just
watched
hung
it
out
all.
in your room and watched it.
I watched a lot of it too, but then I got to a point where suddenly I was like, I'm done with this forever. I can't stand another episode.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I have never watched it again after I watched it with Jeff. I loved it, though. I was like, this is so good.
It was.
Let's just watch House and eat caramel cake.
Yeah.
Caramel cake. Okay. That was it.
There was another
college
show. There was a show with what's his name? Robert California, whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
That it wasn't The Office, obviously. It was like a different show he was on.
James Spader.
Yeah, James Spader. It was called like The Blacklist.
James didn't.
I don't know.
Blacklist.
The Blacklist. Yeah. That was like that too. I'm like, this is really good. And after a while, I'm like, this is exactly the same.
This is
now I'm done
exhausting.
with this forever.
Yep.
All right, this is going to be my favorite
Here
show.
we go.
of
Your
all
favorite show of all
Me too.
time.
It better be good.
New Girl.
New Girl.
Ooh, I like
New Girl is your number one. Did you know that about yourself?
I didn't. Now I do know.
Did you know you liked
do
it
now.
better than all those other shows?
It
was
actually
shocked.
might
I'm
be my
stunned.
favorite of all of those.
Really? So go through your list, Natalie.
New Girl, Freaks and Geeks, House, Mr. Robot, White Lotus.
Is that order?
Wow.
You think that order's right?
House is at the bottom. I'd put House at the bottom and move Mr. Robot and White Lotus up one.
Okay. Jeff, what was your order?
New Girl, Freaks and Geeks, Mr. Robot, House, White Lotus. It's probably close.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Robot might move up.
Might move up
But-
Mr. Robot knowing what was on their list. All right, here we go. Next one. Rank these sandwiches without knowing what comes next. Number 1, the BLT.
Does it have mayonnaise on it?
It's got
whatever you
bacon,
want.
lettuce, and tomato.
4. Over.
If it's
BLT.
for me, I'm putting mayo on it. I would also rank it low.
Yeah.
Though, to me, it's almost not even a sandwich.
Yeah, it's just
I
It's
think
like
four.
missing a main
Yeah.
component. I get that
Yeah.
bacon is amazing. Everyone loves bacon. But also,
not like a. Oh,
you don't usually eat bacon by itself.
Yeah, there's usually another
there's
meat
something
there.
with it that's bigger.
Yeah, I'll go 4.
Same.
But I mean, I
Could be
also,
5
it
even.
is light, and I like that it can be light, but
Yeah.
my mom fucking loved the shit out of BLT.
Yeah.
Number 2, a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, you love Philly
Sandwich.
cheesesteak.
Oh, I do.
Number 1.
Yeah, I think
Number 3.
I would go. Yeah,
number 1.
I think it might have to be 1 or 2 for
good
me
one.
for sure. What'd you say, Natalie?
3.
Oh, that's higher than I expected.
I like it,
I know you do.
Or 4 is taken.
but it's not like my favorite.
True. Number 3, a pulled pork sandwich.
Ooh, yum.
I do like that too.
I like that too.
2 for
Pulled
Jeff.
Pork.
Pulled
Yep.
pork
Pulled pork
sandwich.
sandwich.
What other
Last
sandwiches
time I
are
filled
there?
up one, my penis and
Well, I'm just
vagina
trying
was
to
at
think-
last. I got
You're right. Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what other sandwiches do I like better than a pulled
You
pork?
do love pulled pork.
Then put it 1,
Yeah.
Natalie.
I'll
If
put it
Natalie
Be
gets
confident.
barbecue,
Yes.
she gets pulled pork.
But I don't usually get it in a sandwich.
Number 4,
But today you do.
a grilled cheese sandwich.
3.
Well, that should be number 1. Number 2.
Too late, Natalie. What'd you say, Jeff?
2 or 3. I know.
3.
love
3
a
for you.
freaking grilled
So
cheese.
what's left
3.
for you guys?
5. Ooh,
You're-
same?
Okay,
Yeah.
your number 5 is a gyro.
Oh, good. I don't like those.
You don't?
I
love
would
a gyro.
have switched BLT and Euro. So BLT would have been last, Euro would have been 4th.
I really
And
do
then I'll
like
keep
a
everything
gyro.
else the same.
Okay, our last one, rank our friends without knowing who comes
my
next. Number
All
1,
right.
Main Street Meeple. I'm just kidding.
2, 3.
Yeah.
The last one comes up like, Dan the Burrito Man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should have put this person here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't only talk about 5 lists of not knowing what comes. Are you sufficiently satisfied
Yes.
with that, Natalie?
Thank
Okay. Jeff, have you been playing any board games?
Yes.
In the last however fucking long,
Board
but
games.
1970.
Mainly board games at Nerdfest. So actually,
Yeah.
the 2 games I want to talk about on the show are games I played at Nerdfest.
Okay.
Other things I played at Nerdfest, I just want to mention some of the stuff. So I played this game with Alan called Marabunta. Marabunta.
Bunta.
It's a Reiner Knizia game.
Ooh.
It is a very cool I cut, you choose, and write.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
you
like
said
the
and
idea of
right?
that.
Yeah. So
I
the
cut, you
blank
choose,
and write is
and
I
write?
cut, you choose,
Mara
and the right is the writing part.
Bunta. Is it one word, Jeff?
Yeah, Marabunta.
Got it.
Marabunta. It was cool. Exceeded my expectations. Just strictly 2-player. So the game just, I think it's only 2. You like take these actions and you split them up. You take the dice, which have the actions on it, split them up, and then person writes on the board, other person writes on the
little
board,
puzzle
you go from
pieces.
there. It's cool. I played a bunch of Castle Combo, played Rivages a couple times, The Gang a couple times, Fromage a couple times.
Fromage a couple times.
No, maybe Oh, I had it set up for twice. I only played it once. Okay. I got to play Sparks. We played that super fun play of Cafe Order Boat Boss, whatever the fuck that game is.
That was fun for you?
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it's just funny.
Did you guys win?
No.
Okay.
We're also cheating. We're playing with too many people.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So it doesn't make any sense.
So we don't use any
win.
of the powers because we have too many people.
Yeah.
So it makes it harder to...
Of course.
We've made up a rule about how we're going to win. Like, we need to get to the fifth level to
You
win.
always do that. It's always you. You're like, blah.
No,
And we're like waiting for you to talk, and we're like, what?
No, I was saying we didn't use the powers, and you're just like shaking your head, and I'm like, that's it.
I know, but you gotta like, there's gotta be like a trail off. Then so Jeff, what about you? You know, you're just like, blah, blah, blah.
We didn't use the powers.
I'm not used to that. Usually I'm just trying to like get in a word.
Just trying to get in a word.
Hey, you were giving this exact advice to Cameron earlier. You gotta fucking jump in there.
I know that.
I sat in for one round of a game of Plurpy that in English is called the Kakapoo.
The Cockapoo.
Okay,
Like
it's something in just straight Japanese. But if you go to Board Game Geek and you type in
The
Kakapoo,
Cockapoo?
Kakapoo.
Oh,
K-A-K-A.
a cockapoo is a cocker spaniel and a poodle.
No, that's not
Just
it.
type it in and then see what comes up with the
Okay.
search.
K-K-A.
The first thing.
Kakapo. Buddy and party.
Oh yeah, just Kakapo.
Kakapo.
Cockapoo.
Okay, so this game Ryan should just buy, but it's completely unavailable. It's a trick-taking cooperative polyomino game.
Oh, what?
It's cool as
Whoa.
shit. I only played one round and I was like, I want to keep playing it because
you
it's
can't
super
buy
cool.
it?
I mean, you might be able to on the second-hand market, but it's
Okay.
not. It's fucking cool.
I gotta do it.
It's the one that came out in 2022.
2020, where does it say that? 2023.
Did you type in
Is it this
Kakapo?
one?
No.
Nope.
Oh,
The
It's gonna
Kakapo,
say
Buddy
something
and Party.
in Japanese. It's
Yeah.
like Japanese characters, and then it says Kakapo.
It's got really good ratings, too.
It is cool as fuck.
Fuck, damn it. Plurpy, send me your copy. Just kidding.
So yeah, I played that. I also I want to give a shout out to my son who's not listening because we are inappropriate. But
What up,
Jack
Jack Attack?
Jack came with me on Saturday for a couple hours, and it was really cool to have him there, and he was just like really happy.
yeah,
good.
he seemed like he was excited.
And he's not someone that like shows that type of emotion or like jumps up and down, but I
Yeah.
could start to tell he was like really having fun. We played a couple games together. He like went home that day and night. He wore his
Yeah, his badge. I saw a picture of his
that's
badge.
So, cute.
So it was just very cool
Did it make
to
him
have
feel,
him there.
Do you think he felt like a fit? Like, this is cool.
Yeah,
Like, this. I'm here
he
with
did. There
dad
was, like,
doing
so many
dad's
people
things.
there. Yeah, and like he got to be kind of like a mini celebrity. Like people talked to him and said hi. So that was just
that's
really cool.
cool.
So
Way to go, Jack.
yeah, so
One
that
day
was
we'll
the-
make him work Nerdfest.
yeah, you'll be working.
One day,
You're
we'll
gonna guard
sweatshop him into Nerdfest.
paint station. Okay, so I did play this game that Alan brought, and I think he posted on the Discord, was like, I'm bringing games, and everybody, like, people were like, you need to bring Moon Colony Bloodbath
Moon
Okay.
Colony
from
Bloodbath.
Rio Grande. This game is new. Like, it's, I don't want to say brand new, but it's new.
Pretty new.
Donald Vaccarino.
Vaccarino.
So Vaccarino is the designer. He's the Dominion guy. If you know him from nothing else, it's Dominion because he's made nothing else. But he's also made Kingdom Builder, and now this game. And okay, I've never played a game like this, and I'm going to explain it. And the game is just fucking fun. Okay, that's the moral of the story. At the end of this game is fun.
Is this one of those buy it sight unseen games?
Close.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, so this is an engine building, engine management kind of tableau game. There's a deck building aspect, but it's a community deck that you're building. So you're building the deck as if it were almost like event cards.
Okay.
So you're building colonies on the moon. Okay. And then it's going to end in a bloodbath. Okay. So you're like, cool, we're all on the moon. And then everyone's dying. Okay. It's not good. So players start with this little like player board, holds all your shit. Your resources in the game are population, food, money, and crates, which could represent anything.
Sure.
The game starts with, I think it's only like 8 cards. And so when I'm talking about the cards, they're basically just, it's the deck building events. So one at a time, someone, so in our game, it was Alan. He was kind of running the game. He flips over a card, and then everyone does what's on the card. 4 of them in the deck are good things. They're like, place your work, take a work action, which is to then increase those population, food, money, crates, build these buildings out here that give you cool powers. And then usually everything else is shit.
Okay.
Some are okay. But most everything is like, there's a robot uprising and they've killed 5 people, and then you lose population.
Yeah.
Other bad shit just continues to happen. You lose food. You have to pay food per population you have. So all these like events are happening. And so if the 3 of us were playing, Natalie might build a building that says she gets an extra something, but you have to add this event into the deck. Ryan plays another one, add another event into the deck.
Okay.
You have your own pile of cards that when you play a card, it says like add in one of your good cards. So Ryan adds in one of his good cards, and when that flips over, he gets a food or he gets a money. But you're just making one stack of cards. So it starts with 8 and it ends up getting up to 30 cards. Like there's a lot of cards in this essentially event deck. So when the deck runs out, you shuffle them back up and you go again. And you just keep running through this deck over and over again until someone has no people left. The moment that someone has no people left, all their people have died, whoever has the most people win.
Oh, it just ends.
It'll end right there in that round and be like, okay, you have no
You
people.
survived the best.
Yes. And this game is just like fun. None of it, you're not going to play it and be like, this mechanically
this is
is
the best game I've
incredible.
ever played, yeah.
There's something revolutionary in it, but the game is just fucking
Is it just fun
fun
because it's chaotic?
Yeah.
Like
Is it different
Galaxy
than...
Trucker or something.
It sounds
Yes,
like
it's
nothing
sort of
you've
like-
played.
The closest thing we talked about this, I think with Joe Board to Play, we talked about like, it might be like Galaxy Trucker.
Where like the feeling is like, well, you don't really care that much about winning because it's just so insane and anything can happen.
Things are just going to happen,
Yeah.
right? There is no speed. Like in Galaxy Trucker, you have to like build stuff
that's
fast.
true, yeah.
This is just, how can I survive ridiculous
Better
events
than
and
everyone
ridiculous
else.
events that keep
I
happening?
just found a comment that says, if Dominion was a tableau builder and was mixed with the second half of Galaxy Trucker.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it just so you
Solid
flip this
game.
over and you're like, all right, I got 30 people and I got 2 buildings, and then it's like, okay, you lost food and now you don't have any food, so you have to get rid of one of your buildings. And you're like, oh shit, I just lost the building and now I lose 10 population, and then I'm like, okay, well now I'm dead. Like it just happens, and you're like, you think you're in a good place, and then you're not, and then you can be back in a good place, but everyone is feeling that, and it's just this like chaotic survival that is just like laughable, memory creating
sounds
fun.
Does sound
How
fun.
many people does it play?
We played with 5.
It plays
so it
5.
plays at least 5.
okay.
Best with 3 to 4, it says, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of like, everyone's kind of playing with the same deck. You can add your own personal cards, which sort of is cool when they pop up. You're like, where's my card? Where's Dr. I don't know what Dr. Madigan. Where's that card? Where's the card? Where's mine? Oh, Grant just got both of his cool cards. Where's my card? Robot kills me. I'm dead. And you're just like, it's just fun. So this like sort of shared disaster is laughable. Like you kind of glance at everyone and you're like, oh, I'm only down to 5 people.
Yeah.
I have 7 people left. How many people do you have? And this shared experience of collapse is fun.
Well, makes
like-
a lot of sense why we heard so many people talking about
Yeah,
it.
I like.
It was everywhere, I felt like.
Yeah.
I want this game because I think it would be a hit with just most people.
Yeah.
It is laid back. It's relaxed. There's nothing like. It's not relaxed
like
in terms of like
complicated rules
what's
or something.
happening,
Yeah.
but it's just like there's nothing overcomplicated. You're just sort of like playing and enjoying it. The downside would be like, don't get pissy and be a douche about the game. Like
Right. Go
random
into
things
it
are
knowing
going to happen.
you're going to get fucked over.
Yes,
Yeah.
random things are going to happen.
about the
Everyone is
experience.
dying. You can control a little bit. There's 15 to 20% of the game that you can control, and whoever does that the best will probably win. Not all the time, but will probably win. If you've sort of created an engine that seems to be rolling, there's some randomness in maybe the cards that you draw. But the thing is just like, it's a fun thing to be doing.
Yeah.
In a game that I've never played anything like this, with this like shared event deck where everyone's sort of just trying to manage shit happening over and over. Robot uprising, feeding this people, buildings die, blah, just over and over again. And then you're like, ooh, one work thing. And you have to do like one thing. You're like, yes. And then you wait 6 other ridiculous cards to try to get to the next work card. And it's just like, it was a cool experience, again, shared with really awesome people I don't play games with, and it
did
was
you play
still
with?
really fun. I played with Joe Board to Play, Alan, Grant, and
Brett. Oh, cool.
And it was just,
sounds like a good group.
I was like, I've never played a game with Grant and Brett.
Yeah.
I've only played a game with like Alan a couple times, Joe a couple times.
Yeah.
We played on Board Game
BG,
Arena more,
yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
and then we all were like laughing, joking about each other's boards, and be like, "No, you're fucked." Like it's just like it was that.
It was just hilarious.
Fun. Yeah, and everybody at the end was like, "That was fun," and I like that it also ends as soon as someone's people all die. It just ends. It's not like anybody's out for a long time, or you're waiting for like the last survivor.
Right.
It's just, it could be a game you just kind of take a flyer on. I would still watch a video because it's probably not like, usually I only say that for like $10 to $20 games. This is more than that,
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to see if it is something that you like and keep playing, it could get predictably the same, where you're like, okay, I'm seeing the same events. I maybe know how to survive it, but there's buildings. I would love, the game would need to be expanded upon, I think, often to keep it really fresh.
Sounds like a good game to just like bring in a bunch of different groups.
Yeah, and I think Alan did that. He played it once with like Joe, and then he moved it again and played again with us, and he might have played it a
Those are the
time.
kind of games I like to play with nons, because that's the type of game, like, you feel like a non would play that and be like, what the fuck
what
is
are we
this?
doing?
Oh my God, this is a thing that like exists in the world? Like, what?
And it's a weird teach, because you're like, we're flipping the same. Because for me, I'm like, am I just flipping the same? And I'm always at Nerdfest, when someone's teaching me a new game, I'm always half distracted. Of course. 4 people are trying to talk to me. And then there's like, the gaming library is going on, or someone's like, I'm like, okay.
Right.
But it was just like, once you get into the first thing, like, oh, I totally get it.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like, that's how I would describe it, as like fun. It's not going to be a top necessarily 20 game for me, but anytime the game comes out, I'll be like, fuck it.
Yeah, let's play that. Maybe that'll be a Nerdfest mainstay for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's something that happens a lot. Cool. Well, we played a game at Nerdfest. One game for me.
One game.
I played one.
I played 3
game. Natalie played 3.
Yeah.
We're talking about 2 of them today on the show that Natalie played at Nerdfest. One was a game. It was a competitive, competitive Wordle.
Yeah.
Because Wordle is like a solo kind of experience you'd play online, right? And Joe Board to Play had been talking this up in the Discord, saying that Natalie specifically, it was his mission at Nerdfest to make Natalie play this game called Hooky. And the reason he said that is because Natalie's favorite genre of game is deduction, right? I'm not talking out of turn for you here. And I love word games, and so does Natalie.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I have a word deduction game that we're going to play. And we love Letter Jam. That's a great game. That's one that's stuck around in our collection, and it will, because we love that.
We
game.
love
Code 777.
Yep.
Although that's Code 777
it's not
is
a word
numbers.
game, but it's a deduction game.
Yeah, so this one is kind of like Wordle, right? You're basically trying to find out the hidden letters in the alphabet, really.
Right. Yeah, it's not a word, but you use words to give clues.
You use words to give clues. So basically, a letter exists for, there's 26 cards.
Right.
Each letter of the alphabet, all right? However many players there are, you divvy out a certain number of cards that go into each person's hand. And those are obviously secret for everybody except the person who's got the cards. And then there's a certain number of cards that everyone will know about that are in the middle. And then there's 3 cards that nobody gets.
Those are the 3 cards.
And those are the 3 cards everyone's trying to find out.
Right.
To uncover, to deduce.
Right.
And the way you deduce is basically by asking people questions. You spell a word, you say a 5-letter word to somebody. And that person has to tell you how many letters in their own hand exists in that word.
Yep.
Okay. So let's say the word that I give Natalie is boots.
Boots and pants.
Boots and pants and boots and pants. All right. I would say, Natalie,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you the word boots. Natalie then looks at her. We'll say she has 4 cards in her hand, and she tells me a number of how many of those cards are in that word. Now, let's say she has the O card. She's going to say 2 for O, because there's 2 O's in boots. So she has 2 of the letters in that word in her hand.
But nobody knows.
Nobody knows that.
It could be B and T.
Right. It could be T and S, but it can't be O and another letter.
Right.
So it's either O only or 2 different letters. And so based on that, maybe it's Kevin's turn next. He may be like, okay, now I'm going to ask Natalie a word. And the word won't have 2, maybe won't have double O's in it.
Yeah.
But maybe it'll have the B, a T, and an S somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, or something like that. And so if she says 2 again, then we'll, kind of, so that's what you're doing the whole time. You're deducing by asking people questions about what their,
You're basically
letters
trying
are.
to, but they're like, we played at the full amount. There was 5 of us, and you have this big sheet of paper. And so like, you're trying to figure out 4 other people's, like deducing what letters they have in their hand.
Which tells you what letters you can eliminate.
Right, exactly. So you just have all these things going on where you're constantly trying to eliminate letters here and there, and then seeing what's left and what you think theirs is, and crossing off, and eventually finally narrow it down to the final 3 letters that everybody needs to guess. It's very hard.
Was the most
so fun.
difficult game I maybe have ever played in my life.
Difficult. You played Lisboa.
Not difficult in terms of rules.
That's different difficulty.
This is like a Wordle, cooperative Wordle deduction game. The weight might be 5.5. I was like, I can't do this. Yeah. There's 4 other people's cards I have to eliminate somehow, and someone gives a clue. Natalie's operating on a different plane than me. I'm like, okay, I got that word. That tells me nothing. Natalie's like, I got 3 letters crossed off. I'm like, what?
I got one of the lowest scores, so that doesn't mean anything.
You're right, I did beat you. But she'd be like, all right, think about it like this, Ryan. It was. You know what it reminded me of, Jeff? Was Paint the Roses.
Okay.
When our brains switched and we were like, what he didn't grab tells you a lot.
Yeah.
Stuff like that started happening in this game.
But then there's also like the point of like somebody's like, okay, that just told me this, and now I have 2 of this person's letters, and you're like, what? But you have to remember, you don't know what they have in their hand. So something that you still think is an option,
a mystery,
they've already crossed off
because they have that letter in their own hand.
So we don't all have the exact same information.
By the end of the game, you have the last 3 rounds, you have to make guesses of what you think the 3 letters are. And that's how you score your points. So once we reveal what the actual letters are, everyone looks at their sheet and says, okay, in the third to last round, I guessed X, Z, and K. And it turns out the letters are really K, S, and P. So I did X and Z. Nope. Those don't score me any points, but I did have K. So that scores me 5 points. Now we're in the second to last round. I put K, X, and F or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you get points on that. But
you keep getting points for the letters that you got right as you drill down.
But you also get points for the letters that you guessed correctly of each person.
Yeah. So then we go through and we're like, all right, I think Natalie has the Q, the L, the A, and the C. And she's like, yep. And it's like, yes, I got 4 points there. And it was, at the end of it, it was really fun. It was satisfying. And I don't know that I ever play it again.
Really?
I would definitely play it with you.
I wonder if it would be easier with less people. To keep track of.
Guess what? I don't feel that extreme pain with Letter Jam, but Letter Jam kind of gives me the same feels.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to deduce what my word is.
Yeah.
And I'm cooperatively doing this with people, which I like. So I don't know if
true.
I just don't know if we need another one of these.
Not saying we need it, but I liked it, and I thank Joe for making me play it.
I liked it too.
He said it was going to be your game of the convention, and it had to be because you only
had to be for mine. It was both my most liked and hated game of the convention. I did like the game. No, I really did. I did like it. It was better than Good Night Great to me. It was just so much pain.
No.
It was.
No, honey.
Yes.
Honey,
it was. I was like, I can't fucking do it.
You
can do it.
I got honeyed. Look at it. It's hard for me. No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
Just use your fucking
just
brain.
Don't be a stupid
like,
piece
I don't understand how stupid.
Why? You have to be smart.
Like, you said this is the hardest game.
You might be the dumbest person I've ever met.
I'm being Ryan right now. Like the things I like, or I'm going to be mad at you.
I did like it. I really did. It didn't hit me with like, oh my God, I got to play it again. Like, we got to try this again. We got to re-rack it.
I was like, I need to do better next time.
Yeah, you did for sure. I even beat you.
Right.
Like, whoa.
God. And I'm an idiot.
I'm the dumbest person you know.
I don't even know how to play it right.
I'm the biggest handed, dumbest fucking idiot you know that doesn't stop eating.
Oh my God.
Just stop eating.
Just stop. I'll have the whole pizza.
You hypocritical.
We had boy pizza and girl pizza.
We had boy pizza. Yeah, we sure did. We sure fucking did. And there's an ice cold delicious root beer in the fridge. Maybe I'll go grab
really?
It's called delicious.
What else you got, Jeff?
I have another game that was just fun. Again, a game that's not going to blow you away in mechanisms,
but
this
fun.
game is called
groin.
Thunder Road Vendetta.
I'm excited to hear you talk about this because I have seen some people playing this and it looks chaos.
Not everywhere, but not nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's chaos. So, again, I don't think anything in this description is going to be like, this is a mechanically sound perfection.
This is
right?
the game.
But I got this played at Nerdfest with Joe and Dave and Curtis and Joanna, the Howlands.
Oh,
you know?
awesome. That's a group
So
right
that
there.
was really cool, being 4 feet shorter than everyone.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
Curtis found me, I think, at the perfect time. He was just like, you want to sit down and play this? And for some reason, I had 45 minutes where I wasn't being bothered. And I was like,
yes, I would love to.
Perfect.
Let's play.
So this game is like pure carnage.
Right, you're killing each other,
Yeah,
right?
you're just beating the shit out of each other constantly. So there's a couple different modes that I think there's maybe other modes, but the ones that we kind of looked at, there was this race mode that we played, and there's this like battle arena mode, which is like Carmageddon. What's the Twisted Metal type
Twisted
of thing?
Metal, yeah.
I mean, it's not Twisted Metal in like you're
Car
not like a
Wars.
clown thing, but
Yeah,
you are
but you're
basically
like
driving around
cars trying to
blow,
fuck people up.
Yeah, trying to blow people up. So we played the race destruction mode instead of battle arena destruction mode. They're both all destruction.
Okay.
So we were essentially racing, killing each other, versus just straight up in an arena killing each other.
Sure.
So everyone starts with 3 cars, small, medium, large, because you're going to lose them. Versus like a game that I'm going to talk about next week because I'm going to play it at Heat or Thunder Road Alley, where there's... You only
Is
get
Thunder
one.
Road Alley in the same universe as Thunder Road Vendetta?
I don't know. I don't believe Thunder Road Alley is
It's actual
it's just like a
racing game,
straight
right?
racing, like almost
Yeah.
like a NASCAR or something.
Okay.
So the way the game works in a very brief, slow sense, because Curtis really set it up and sort of was managing the game.
Yeah.
So from my standpoint, I'm rolling 4 dice, and on my turn, I'm using those dice to activate basically one of my cars. So I have 3 cars. I roll 4 dice. I use the dice to activate the cars.
Okay.
And then I use the extra dice to do something special that my player power has.
Okay.
That's kind of what you're doing. Most of the time, you're activating your dice to move your cars. So I roll a 4. I can move 4 spots with this car. Moving your cars is basically just trying to avoid shit and running into other things.
Okay.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
There is no like, I'm going to be the one that avoids everything and drive to the finish line.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. I actually tried. I had this car that like got to move through the mud faster. I was like, I'm going to just cruise. Nope. You're fucking dead. There's hazards. There's just death. There's other cars everywhere. And all of these things sort of happen where you're like bumping cars off the road. You're bumping cars into hazards. You're basically trying to eliminate the other cars on the road. You have to. If you're playing this game as a racing game, you're playing it wrong and you'll probably lose. Or maybe you'll win, but you won't have any fun. You should be destroying each other and trying to knock people off. And sometimes you can't even avoid it. Like, the only place for me to go is to run into Dave's car and then see what happens.
Yeah.
Right? I have to move 3. It's either into a hole or I run into Dave's car.
It's happening.
So cars have like cool bonuses. There's like, extra dice kind of thing to do the cool thing. There's like, you can summon a helicopter everybody has a helicopter they can summon to essentially shoot down the cars. And sometimes you just straight up miss, like you're trying to shoot cars and you miss, and then they just can keep going. So the game keeps going until someone loses all of their cars, and then the finish line pops up. So you're sort of like going board by board. It's almost like a treadmill, right? So you go, once you go to the end of the board, you cycle, you put a new board out there, and you keep going until someone loses all their cars, and then whoever finishes wins. Which I was a little nervous about. I was like, I don't like player elimination, but really, I think
Yeah, I hate player
it was
elimination.
either, I don't know, it was me or Curtis lost all of our cars, and it was less than 10 minutes till the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was
so
nothing.
You don't get killed super early.
No. I don't think you're going to lose 3 cars. Like, me and Curtis lost a car pretty quick. So we had one of our cars gone. But then if one of your cars is gone, you then have 2 dice to activate another car, right? So you do have a little bit of help. It doesn't get you, again, a way to fly through the game like you're winning.
Yeah.
But again, this is Moon Colony Bloodbath. It's I'm going to remember it for the fun.
It's like goofy.
It is not, again, mechanically or some at game level, some incredible. Look at how this Vital Lacerda game meshed these things together.
Right.
I'm going to remember it because it was fucking funny. And it was fun to be like, oh, okay, my little tiny car just jumped on top of your car and I booted you off the map and your big car died. Or, all right, you fell into a
Pit.
You fell into a pit. Yeah. So yeah, you got like you caught on fire, and then on fire you went sideways up a ramp, and the sideways up the ramp shot you off the map, and you're dead. Like these, or even just like if we're playing and right away it's like, all right, you bump into somebody, and that person's gonna bump into somebody else, and that person's gonna fall into a hazard. It's just like you might not even think it's your turn, and you're like, all right, Dave's gonna knock Joe off this map, and then I'm like, oh, my car just got bumped. What happened?
I feel like those are both. The games you talked about are like good convention games.
They are. They were just cool.
They're both kind of like also, crazy.
Yeah, but they're both good like convention games because it's like just kind of goof off. And,
right. I didn't need to like necessarily like focus all the time or any of that. The production was fucking great. I think he got a Kickstarter or Super Duper edition or something. The car pieces were cool. The variability seems pretty massive. I, again, didn't set it up or know what's in the box, but it seems like there's some powers you can play in this arena, which seems like it's just straight murder, death, kill.
That's cool.
And it's not like a Heat or a Flamme Rouge or a Thunder Alley. Oh, yeah, Thunder Alley is it? That's not Thunder Road Alley, just Thunder Alley.
You're right. Thunder Alley.
So it's not any of those, which I think those are more strategic racing. You can have a little more agency and moving and drifting and that kind of shit. This is, I think, meant to be an experience. And also playing in 45 minutes.
That's cool.
Is like perfect. I don't want to play a game where I'm getting destroyed over and over and over again for two and a half hours.
No.
Because Thunder Alley can be long. Heat, if you play laps,
most
can be
racing
long.
games are longer.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like a destruction game, and it fits well. And I'm like, okay, I don't want it to be longer than an hour. And it wasn't. And I was like, this is cool. Again, a fun experience type of game that, again, I had fun playing. But I could see people being like, I don't have any control. It's random, and I'm going to die. But I'm like, to me, that was the fun part. So separate yourself
you got to know that
bit.
Going in, what you're getting.
So
involved.
with both of them, like you have some control, 25% control over what happens, and you just kind of enjoy the rest. But I'm sure there's comments on BGG that are like, "This is dumb.
Yeah, fuck this
game."
Well, there's something out there for everybody.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, fine, you didn't like it, but I did, and it was fun. So, but yeah, so that was Thunder Road Vendetta.
What types of games do you not like?
Is it Thunder Road? Did you say it was Thunder Alley?
No, the game that I talked about is Thunder Road Vendetta. But I mentioned a game, and I think I called it Thunder Road Alley.
Thunder Road Alley,
but it's not called that. It's just called Thunder Alley.
Got it.
But no, the game I just talked about that's really fun, Thunder Road Vendetta. That's the carnage craziness.
Somebody brings out a game, you're not playing it. Other than a train theme, what type of game? You'll pretty much play anything.
I'll always play anything. What doesn't get me like fired up? Like abstract games necessarily doesn't get me fired up.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't like them when I play them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like pull me into the table to be like, hell yeah.
I can't wait to play this game. Yep. Okay.
Longer word games like Hooky.
Yep. You wouldn't want to play
Letter
that.
Jam would not get me pumped up. But a game like Codenames, because I played it so much, I'd be like, okay, I played Codenames.
Yeah.
But I know that's also like a 10-minute experience and I can just play
more like
that
a party
versus... I don't want to just sit in silence by myself playing a game like
Okay, so
Letter
you
Jam.
don't want to be head down?
I do if it's any other game that doesn't involve deducing things or words.
Okay, so a deduction theme.
Yeah, like I mean, you're head down with Guild of Merchant Explorer, but I would play that
Yeah.
over
Every
and over and over
fucking
again.
second of the day.
But yeah, I think it's sort of like if I'm deep in thought having to try to solve something and someone talking to me is like, I have to figure out this word while you're talking to me. But I can play a game heads down and just have a conversation. But sometimes when you're playing Letter Jam or Hooky, everyone needs to shut the fuck up. You know, like I need to be able to cross things out because if I make one mistake,
you're right,
and I have to start over, and then I'm going to be like, okay, I'm not happy.
Hooky, you
with
definitely
this
need
experience.
to just like you. That's why I was saying it's so hard. You can't really take a break and just like it's not my turn. I'll just kind of like hang around. You have to be like you're constantly. Your brain is constantly going crunching stuff.
I have never like if I play On Mars or I play, Wonderland's Wars, I've never, like, even if I lose those games, I don't often feel really stupid.
Yep.
If I don't understand what my 5 letters in Letter Jam are, I feel stupid.
Yes.
And then everyone else at the table sometimes is like, oh, it's this. And they get it, and they get it, and they get it. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that word is. Like, you're giving me, like, maybe I have all the 5 letters, and I just somehow can't arrange them, and then I feel dumb.
Yep. Yeah.
And then I'm dumb in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great.
Yeah, your brain doesn't
lose
work
by
that
20
way.
points. I flipped over literally the wrong letters, or then they're like, of course the word is door. And I'm like, oh fuck
my
you.
gosh.
Yeah. So I think that is what probably wouldn't, like, fire me up. or get me excited.
I don't like feeling stupid either. That's my least favorite thing about playing a game is the feeling of
I already know I'm stupid. I don't need everyone else to figure it out.
Right. I don't want you to think I'm stupid. Yeah. I already think I'm stupid enough. Before I force Natalie to explain the next game, I want to quickly touch on a couple of other games that we've been playing. Yes, I know. We have been playing games.
Welcome to episode 38 of the Gamecasters.
So the other day, the kids of mine had gift cards to Target.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went to Target to spend their gift cards. And while the kids are shopping around for whatever they want, I'm in this like little hallway at Target where the board games are. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'll just be here hanging out. You guys go do whatever you need.
Called an aisle.
What did I call it?
A hallway.
The hallways. I didn't even hear you say hallway.
I didn't either.
I'm in the hall.
The chips are in this hallway in Kroger.
That's hallway 4. Head on down to hallway 4.
They are hallways.
It's like when at school sometimes where it's like someone's like, where's Mr. Rosebrock's room? I'm like, across the street.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Like, no.
Have a great time.
Let's talk about that real quick. For some fucking reason, every time somebody would leave Nerdfest, they'd be like, thank you so much. That was so much fun. I'd be like, have a great time.
Like leaving. Like, go leave and have a great time.
I know. I kept being like, have a great time at their house. Like, why are you saying that?
Stop saying that.
I'm like, I know. I mean to say, I hope you had a great time. I did it in front of Jeff like 3 times. I'm like, bye, have a great time. And I'm like, did I do it again?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Oh boy.
He did it
Not
again.
Good.
All right, but so I was in the hallway.
The game aisle.
I was in the
Target.
gaming hallway at Target, and I was looking at the games on the shelves, and one of them strunk me.
Yep.
Wow. Have you been drinking?
Right in the strunk.
It struck me over the head, and it was called A Gentle Rain. And I had seen this game 1,000 times, and for some reason it never appealed to me at all. And I don't know why. I now do know why. It's because Jeff talked about it a couple episodes
It's funny
ago.
because when you got it, I was like, that sounds really familiar to me.
It would.
I was like, yeah, for some reason
Yeah,
it really,
I think it was on a
it's been
podcast
really
I heard.
appealing to me, and it was because of you. But so I got it, and it had the Target version has these cool like acrylic
the deluxe
flowers things, which I thought was cool. The box is probably bigger than I would like. It's not portable,
Right.
but I don't need a game to be portable. I don't take games, especially that I'm playing by myself anywhere. This is you can play it with more, but it's really a solo game.
Yeah.
Jeff talked about it before. I'm not going to go too much into it, but it's set up over there on my desk while I'm working, and I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
I played it 3 times in the last couple days.
Easy to play.
It is the nothingest of nothing game, and that is what appealed to me about it the most. I started reading the
it's an
rules, and I was
activity.
like, it says to like sit down,
Get
get some
cozy.
cocoa.
Yeah.
I was like,
breaths.
oh, I like this. Yeah, like your wife's pussy, like do all these things that
Drink Arnold Palmer.
drinking out power and pee in it.
And get ready to play.
And I played 3 times, and it's funny. I played it the first time, and I was like, "This is hard, man." I lost, and
You won the next 2?
but so I lost, and I had like 2 flowers left over. And I'm like, man, I wonder if other people think this is hard. And I went up to the comments. The first comment I read was like, well, this game's practically impossible to lose, but it's really fun. And I was like, oh, damn
I've lost
it.
before.
Okay,
That
I was
guy's a
like,
douche.
God, oh, man. And he was like, I think people don't understand that there's 2 instances of every tile, and so they don't calculate properly. I'm like, you're calculating in this
Yeah,
thing?
you're-
Just flip
That's
a
not
tile over and
relaxing.
try to
You're an
play.
idiot.
But so I did win the next 2 games.
Yeah.
So I felt better about myself.
Yeah, I think it should be like over 50%. You should probably win or get close
the
to it.
the second and third time I won, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like I didn't
And then you try
try.
to have like the extra over tiles give you like a higher score. or
Yeah.
whatever.
So my best score is like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I think so far. But it was kind of cool. I liked
Yeah.
it, But then that was like I was kind of like, wow, I just bought a game.
All
I
right.
don't do that anymore.
No.
The only other game that I bought recently was on Kickstarter, and it just showed up.
All
And
right.
I didn't know a package showed up at the door, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck
is
this could be.
this? Yeah.
And I go up there
don't
to
get
get
these
it,
anymore.
and I see it says Garfield Games, and I was like, oh,
You instantly knew.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this has to be the Anarchy. And I got so excited, which
Sweet.
again, I have not been in forever. Yeah. And I like ripped the game open and I'm like, I was like holding it up my head like, yes, the Hadrian's Wall sequel. I'm so fucking pumped. So I learned it yesterday and Natalie and I played it late at night, the first turn.
Yeah, we played one round.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk a ton about this. But if you enjoyed Hadrian's Wall, you will enjoy the Anarchy. If you did not enjoy Hadrian's Wall, you will not enjoy Anarchy. It is almost
Very
the exact
similar.
same game in a lot of ways. It's definitely added stuff. There's
Wall
new
Plus.
stuff. It's Hadrian's Wall Plus.
Yeah.
But it's almost as though it's Hadrian's Wall just with a couple new pieces of paper with different things. But it's other than that, it's the same. Right?
Yeah.
It's way too early to tell what I think about it comparatively
we'll
to
let you
Hadrian's
know.
Wall. But I was playing it and I was like, I don't know that you need both of these. As I played this one, I was kind of like, I don't know. I guess you could keep them both in the way that I said before, where it's kind of almost like, it almost feels like this isn't a brand new game. It almost just feels like it's a couple new sheets that came out for Hadrian's Wall.
Here's a
I feel
module
like
for it.
I do that is true with like the sheets, but then the afterwards part is the
that's
part that makes it really different.
It does. And so it's almost like it's like an expand-alone in a way. It's very cool so far. The little components they give you that are additional are pretty sweet on your finger pads. They're almost like bake lady, hardy, plasticky kind of stuffy, and it's pretty nice.
Stuffy.
That's nice.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't love Hadrian's Wall. I don't think you would feel much different about this one.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely play it.
Yeah, I think you should play it because it almost feels more Euro game.
Yeah. I mean, that Hadrian's Wall felt like it had some Euro aspects.
It does, but it's like Hadrian's Wall is basically just like, get this turned into that, get this turned into that, get this, go to that, get this.
Gives you a little more to go on.
You have to plan more. In this
like
one.
Hadrian's Wall, I feel like you truly are just like,
optimization
I'll start here.
puzzle.
I don't know, but this kind of gives you some things to go on, and so you're like, okay, I got to make sure this, this, and this. So then I'll do this.
I mean, the
rest.
Garfield Games junkies are probably going to love it.
Oh yeah. Oh, totally. Absolutely. And I really did like it. But
Me too.
another game we played that Natalie played at Nerdfest and then taught the two of us to play is what, Natalie? Let's go.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go.
Here, I'll
She's
throw
already
the box
on it.
over
The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game.
Crushed it. Nailed it. Well
I would have never said that on my own.
What would you have called it?
Lord of the Rings trick-taking game?
Okay.
I mean, that's probably what most people are going to call it.
I don't know. Yes, I played this at Nerdfest with Curtis and Joel Board to Play and Ben. And I kind of jumped in the middle of their game and started playing it. And I really enjoyed it. And so, we played it.
Did they all seem to enjoy it too? Everybody that was playing?
Yeah, they did. But it's just basically another twist on a trick-taking game. Basically, everybody has a character, which they're all obviously Lord of the Rings characters.
Like what are some Lord of the Rings characters?
Frodo, Bilbo, Pippin, Merry, Gandalf.
Damn.
That's all I remember.
Okay, what about Samwise Gamgee?
Sam.
Sam.
This just says Sam on the card.
Oh.
Anyways, so everyone has a character, and each character has a goal or something that they need to achieve in that trick-taking round. And so you're picking your characters, and you play your trick-taking game. And at the end of that round, if everybody achieved the goals on their individual character cards, then you basically passed that round and can move on to the next chapter. And there's more characters that come in that have different, requirements, and there's other little things that come, that there is to do. I don't know.
Yes, there we go. You're doing it.
And then the trick-taking part of the game is pretty standard, except for one thing. There's 5 suits. I guess they're like hills and forests, or I don't know, things like that. But then there's also ring cards, and that's just like a little twist on the game. Like Frodo is always in the game. Frodo always has to win 4 of the ring cards as his goal. You can't lead with any ring cards until another ring card has been played in a prior trick. And so there's just like little rules like that. But other than that, it's basically a normal trick taking game when you're playing, the round. And it's also in like just like the crew where there's different chapters and the game progresses and adds more things, so it's not the same every time. And we played the first 2 chapters today, but I don't know how many I played with at Nerdfest, maybe 4-ish.
Okay, and you didn't play the first 2, so they've all been different.
Yeah, they've all been different. And there was like maybe at least one we like didn't get, and so we like had to play it again.
Okay, would you compare this to the crew?
Yeah, I'd definitely compare it to the crew.
And what do you think?
I mean, I think it's very similar in the way where, everyone has like a goal in the crew. It's more like you have to get these, what is it? You get these number cards or something.
Yeah,
or you have to do things in certain order.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except instead you're a character and you have your own personal goal that you have to achieve. But at the same time, it is still kind of like the group goal because you're helping each other achieve everybody's goals because that's the only way we can all move forward.
In the crew, you get like a little card that matches a big card.
Yeah.
And you have to win the trick with that
right.
card. But then
Yeah.
there's like different ways that, it twists on.
Yeah. And the crew, from what I
first
recall,
crew, by
it's
the way.
like, I want to say there's like around 50
Yeah. 50 missions.
And this one, I don't think it's like much more reasonable and doable
Like
to
49.
complete. No, I thought there was somewhere
48.
around like 18 or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought this was really fun. I mean, we all, like we've said in the past about a million other games, I just like taking games. This is another one with a twist and doesn't even bother me that it's Lord of the Rings.
Oh, shit.
Doesn't bother. It's Lord of the Rings.
It really bothers me. That's Lord of the Rings. I love the Lord of the Rings.
I thought this was
theme.
really fun. I like playing trick-taking games. I like playing games that are cooperative and you're kind of like working together to figure out how to complete the mission and the goal.
It's my favorite kind of... Most games, my favorite kind is a cooperative game. What do you think, Jeff?
I think it'd be weird to not compare this to the crew.
How can you not? It's
Like,
so
I think
similar.
if people play this and they were like, I can't even see how this is like the crew. I don't think
that's bullshit. You're lying.
Yeah, it felt like the crew.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings,
As
the
if,
crew.
and then
Lord of the
also
Crew.
Frodo. Like, it was like Frodo crew.
Yeah.
I liked, the instead of just the small cards that said, like, this is the trick you need to take or whatever, I like the idea that you were maybe a character.
Yeah.
It means nothing.
Nope.
It could, again, have anything on it. You could be a robot. You could be a space
Right, yeah, it
alien.
doesn't
You could
have
be
to be
whatever.
Lord of the Rings.
But it's like, oh, I'm Sam, and I have to do this. I also like it seems like there's an aspect that might continue where you can do a couple card swaps during the setup. And I thought that was neat to be like, all right, let me set myself up to try to do well on this mission, which could negate we're fucked.
I really liked that. That seemed like a type of mechanic that's like, how is no other...
Yeah.
None of those others... They
Versus
don't
the
do
crew,
that?
sometimes you're like sometimes halfway through, you're like, let's stop.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Right.
And
We're
I think
fucked.
probably in this you could get to a point where you're still fucked.
Yep.
But at the beginning, you seem like you have a little bit of agency of what cards you can give. All right, Ryan can only win one trick. I get to trade one card with him.
Yep.
I'm going to give him a shitty
high
card. He's going to give me a high card. I assume.
Yep.
And you don't really know that. You kind of,
Yeah, we're both intuitive.
you kind of know. But yeah, like if you like the crew, this is going to be an absolute hit.
yeah.
It's also
Agreed.
ridiculous to find on Board Game Geek.
Is
Don't
it?
type in the Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, because the name.
It's just called the Fellowship, of the Ring, trick-taking game.
Yeah, trick-taking game.
I don't know who, what is this, like, What's Up Dog Company? Office
who named
Dog?
it?
I don't know how Office Dog
got the-
Lord of the Rings
the rights to
IP,
this.
but good for them, because I think it probably sold 1 million more copies because it has Lord of the Rings
Yes, absolutely. The IP really
on it.
sells this guy.
This wouldn't have surprised me if, again, this box said The Crew Part 3.
yeah.
But
or
again,
even
if
Lord
you
of the
li-
Rings, the crew.
Yeah, if you like The Crew and you're like, all right, we've done the 50 missions here, we've done the 50 missions here, this thing's going to be a hit for
Yeah, the crew like
whatever
fantasy
you're doing.
version.
So yeah, I have similar feelings to The Crew. I also haven't played The Crew in a really long time.
Same.
But I did really enjoy.
It's kind of breathed some
this
life
thing
into
too.
it.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the production of this. I thought the cool translucency box that it comes with is really
Yeah.
awesome. I really liked the art on the cards. I thought the tokens were nice. It was like a really good production. Office Dog. I don't know them.
Office Dog. Good for them.
But good for you guys. Yeah, it's rated an 8.0
Damn.
on BGG right now. That is
I could have used
Deserves
different
it.
names for the suits, but that's a complaint of mine. But
yeah, okay.
I mean, they called the
Yeah.
one the Hills, and there's clearly the Hobbit door on it.
Yeah.
So call it something else.
Although the art on the cards is
The art is
all
hilly,
hill.
yeah. But
Yeah.
again, trick taking games, you don't look at the art. You look
Hilly
at
art.
the
The
top
color.
corner. You look at the top corner of the
color
card.
and the
Yeah.
number is all
Yeah,
that really
for sure.
matters.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
it's I saw 8.0. That's
crazy.
And a good amount of ratings.
Yeah,
Like,
2.6 thousand ratings, which is pretty nice. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I'm excited to maybe this is a game that the three of us can go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I
we
know
did-
there's like a
we'll do
2-player variant.
two of them
I'm
here
not
and there.
sure
Oh, I guess
what
I'll just
that
sit up.
is. No,
guess we
I
don't
think
need you.
that's
yeah.
different.
He's
though.
alone.
No. I think it's probably better with more than two. I don't know how you play it with 2 players.
There's got to be like a third, maybe like empty hand or something.
Ryan, shut up.
I'm so sorry. We had a donor dinner.
Oh my God.
For the people that donated at the highest level, we went out to dinner with them. We were supposed to play a game with them, but oops, fuck that.
Oh well.
We'll refund
We
you.
couldn't even
we played
remember
a
all
little bit
the
of
things
money.
we promised.
Well, we were really busy. But so we're at the dinner, and everyone at the dinner is there with. We had them bring their significant others. Now Jack couldn't do this because his significant other wasn't there, and Jeff couldn't do this because his significant other wasn't there. But so the waiter comes up to us, and he's about to take our order, and he's like, "Well, how do you want to do the checks?" And Natalie's like right there. She's like, we're going to do separate checks by couples, and she's about to say who she's a couple with, and she cuts herself off to tell the waiter. She's like, so me and he's alone. And she points to
I mean, we're together. Oh, he's alone.
alone.
He's
She
by
points to
himself.
Jeff
There's no
just
one
the-
with him. He is all alone.
Here's my.
He will take a check by himself.
Why she did that was
I'll tell
classic
you.
himself.
Natalie.
It's because I
fucking
said
great.
we're all couples, and then I was like, wait, no, that's wrong. Because
He's alone.
He's alone.
I want you to
though.
know we're not all couples.
He's
I
alone.
need you to know this.
We are not.
He's not a couple.
Sorry, table over there. If you heard that we're all couples,
We're
that's
not.
right.
This guy is
A
alone.
lot of
He's
all
by
of us
himself.
are couples except him.
Him.
By himself.
This loser
all
over
alone.
here. No one talked. That was a necessary piece of information you needed to tell.
It was great.
Excuse me. She said that everyone was couples, but,
Yeah, but-
turns out
but
you're alone,
he's
so
alone.
she's a liar. That's what you were protecting against. I don't want him to think I'm a liar. We're not all couples. This asshole's
well,
by
I thought in my
himself.
head, I'm like,
himself.
oh, it'll be easy. It's just couples. And I'm like, no, that's not easy.
that one.
But it wasn't just in your head because you were like, no, it's not going to be easy. You know why? He's alone.
Alone.
Oh my gosh,
man.
that was so fucking
Yeah.
funny.
This could be a game the three of us could play. Well, there's a 2-player
There's a
variant,
2-player variant.
which I'm assuming did not include me and her.
I would rather play a 3-player.
Immediately. But that was the first thing
I know.
out of your
Well,
mouth.
there's a 2-player
Maybe the
variant.
three of us get together. Okay, there's
Nope,
a 2-player variant.
variant. 2 players. No. That has got this. No. He's alone.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be gone by now.
Oh my god!
Well, it wouldn't be a convention without that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was funny.
What'd you say?
That it wouldn't be a convention without that kind
There's
of
got to be like a new Natalie
Yeah.
unintentionally fucking
One was
Jeff
the,
over
one
all
was the
the
pin.
time.
She didn't want to put my pin on her lanyard that
Yeah.
one year. Oh, I took off this one because I got real pins. I got
You're
good
right.
ones.
That was one of them.
I don't need
the
that one.
Amanda thing was one of them. The you're alone thing, and now
Oh my God.
now well, there's two of us.
Yeah.
There's a 2-player variant.
The 2-player variant. The three of us could play it. There's a 2-player variant.
Or no, there's another one where you were like, I'd be on your golf team, and she's like, I'm gonna do it alone.
No, I golf by myself. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was it.
Golf's a one-person sport.
Yeah.
You were like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I
You
was
were
on the golf team.
Yeah. You golf by yourself. Maybe you do.
We should be on a team. You golf alone.
Yeah, no, you golf alone. Well, I guess we were both on the golf team in high school.
Natalie.
Oh, no,
Oh my
I know.
god, that's the funniest fucking thing ever. you golf by yourself.
Yeah, by myself.
The Gamecasters have a sponsor. We have partnered up with Modern Meeple, company behind the famous Gamey Susan, which is a lazy Susan that holds extremely high-quality board game component trays. These trays are the picture of luxury. Made right here in the USA, they are made from a wood-based material that's dyed throughout with a number of different colors to choose from, and should you drop or ding them, they will still retain that color. These things are so great looking on the table, and displaying them on your game shelves will really elevate your status with your neighbor, which is good because he's been lording that damn elk head over the fireplace for the last 5 years and really needs to shut up. So head on over to modernmeeple.com to check out all the great products they have. And if you find something you like, enter discount code GAMECASTERS at checkout to receive free shipping. And a couple cool Gamecasters keychains as well. Once again, that's modernmeeple.com. If you're looking to get some great Gamecasters or Mad Board Gamer gear, head on over to the link tree in our Instagram profile or the Discord merch channel to see our store on bonfire.com. There you'll be able to find our standard logos as well as some show-specific designs like BDNBF or Numberblind. We'll add new designs as the show evolves and look forward to seeing all of you repping those poop knife shirts at the next Nerdfest. So once again, head on over to the link tree on the Gamecasters Instagram page or the merch channel in our Discord server to find the link to our Bonfire merch store. If you're looking to support the show, maybe consider flushing your money down the toilet by way of our Patreon page. There are 4 different tiers that you can use to hinder yourself if you're looking to unload some of that cold hard cash and help us keep the wheels of industry turning by supporting this podcast that you sometimes listen to. We have amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your support, guys. If you'd like to donate to help us pay for things like hosting fees, better equipment, blow-up dolls, poop knives, and the like, please head on over to patreon.com/the Gamecasters to help out. Possibly the best way to interact with all of us, though, is via our Discord server. If you go to the Gamecasters Instagram page, you can check out our link tree in our bio to get access to our server. It's a great way to engage with all 3 of us on a daily basis, as well as meet a bunch of like-minded, awesome people. So check out our Discord server. It's now that time of the show where Jeff forces you all to participate in our show on... Damn it.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Let's try again.
You should keep that in.
Okay. It's now that time of the show where Jeff forces you all to participate in our show. I got to take out in our show. Yeah. Too many shows. Or just participate. Okay. It's not... It's now that time of the show where Jeff forces you all to participate on this episode's Instagram inbox.
And now it's time for the Instagram inbox with the Mad Board Gamer.
The Instagram inbox is back.
It's back, baby.
It's back, baby.
And it has nothing to do with board games.
Oh,
well, it
yeah.
might. It
Some
might
of
here
them.
and there.
It could.
So
I'll just drop board games once in a while.
I went on our Discord, our Facebook, and my Instagram and was like, give us a would you rather.
I like that.
Yeah.
I went back to like ancient times and looked at my stories about things I posted. I was like, I don't think we've done a would you
Ancient
rather in a couple years.
It's been...
So
What?
What?
maybe a year plus, but it's been
Still a long
Damn.
time.
I know.
In the... Yeah, year
Someone's
plus.
going to prove me wrong. It was episode 134. But yeah, it's been a little bit of time since we did a would you rather.
Yeah,
so
we're due.
Yeah, so we're due. So we got some gross ones. We got some board game ones. We got some that I haven't even read. Because again, I try to grab them and screenshot them and then save them.
Yeah.
So I can have a reaction when.
So you're not like looking at them?
reading.
Yeah.
All right, Joe Board to Play on Instagram, who you should follow because he takes awesome pictures and he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
I liked that.
He said, would you rather every game look like the original Kalis?
Okay.
You know.
Yep.
Or every game is done by Ian O'Toole, so it's beautiful.
Okay.
But it smells like the cup from Stone Age.
No, first one.
The cup?
You
don't understand
You don't know
these
this
references.
one. The cup from Stone Age. The original printing, I think of it, had this really musty, gross.
It was like a
leathery.
cup.
Yeah, but it smelled like
Think
old,
of
it smelled like a
it was
bunch
like
of
a
farts.
Yahtzee cup
Yeah.
made of like pleather, and it smelled like moldy butthole.
Yeah, that's a good pull from Joe. That's an
an old
Kalis
one that we talked about a
as
long
bad
time ago.
art.
Kalis is just a dry,
It's just
like
dry.
beige, boring kind of, and the
Okay.
guy on the front is sad.
So we
There's-
said pretty art with a smelly cup or
Every game is just looks
Or
ugly.
every game is just ugly.
Basically, every game's ugly. And I'm fine.
Pretty stinky game, or every game looks like Halo.
I like
I'll take
artwork in
every game
games.
looks like Halo.
I don't mind. First of all, I don't mind if the game looks ugly.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna
that
take the
doesn't-
first one. I
Like
don't want stinky
Kalos
games.
is a dry game, and I might not play it because it could be dry and difficult. But I wouldn't not play Kalos because it's ugly.
I don't want to open all my game boxes and throw up.
No.
So I'm
yeah, but
going
like.
down. Natalie, you're gonna go with the stinky cup game?
Let me ask you
You don't know how
this.
stinky that
How
cup was.
stinky is
was
it? Like,
It's fucking gross.
do you smell it while you're not even like touching it?
If the cup is in front of you, you
Yeah,
can smell
if
it.
it's
But
in
it's
your
not always in front of
vicinity-
you. How about that?
if it's in your vicinity, it's stinking.
Think about like Yahtzee. You pass the cup. We'll say you pass the cup around.
You couldn't get that smell away. You couldn't get that smell out.
Stuck in your. Maybe the smell is stuck in your nose.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like in there, and you're like, okay, I can smell this
Yes.
forever. Stinky
I'm gonna
nice
go with
or
number
ugly?
2.
Damn.
Stinky nice one.
I'm gonna go number
Okay.
2.
Ryan Harm said he's like, this might be from personal experience after Nerdfest. Would you rather be in a car for 10 hours with screaming children, but you get to choose the music or what you're listening to?
No.
How can you hear
Or
it?
be alone in the car for 10 hours, but stuck listening to only children's music?
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
geez.
That's a good one. So
Fuck, that's hard.
Kids yelling and annoying you in the car, but you get to pick what you listen to, or by yourself in the car and you got to listen to Blippi for 10 hours or some.
I think I'm picking that one.
Kids.
I cannot stand the cacophony of noise of children screaming. I cannot stand it.
That's rough.
I can let children's music that I hate seep into my subconscious as my brain thinks of something different.
Yeah.
But if children are, because another thing with children screaming and running around or just being bad, my stress levels go through the roof.
Yeah. I'm going to take the first one because at least the kids are mine. And I get to listen to something. Like I
You can
might
drown
be
them
able to
out.
drown them out. But the question is tough. I also think that if it was just me and Devin, I might take the kids' music. Because I could talk to her, we
Yep.
could listen to kids'
Yeah.
music, and we could giggle about. But if it's just me by myself listening to,
I
I'm
agree.
an excavator.
Well,
I'd be
he
like,
does
"Oh, my
not
goodness."
specify. I'm turning that volume down. I got to hear it, but I'm turning the volume down. He doesn't specify that.
Yeah.
So.
I think I would go with number 1 as well.
The
I agree
kids-
that screaming is annoying, but
It
like,
is.
I mean, if I'm by myself in a car, I gotta be like entertained.
Yeah, like I can listen
if
to
I'm
Dungeon
listening
Crawler
to,
Carl
like-
maybe for.
Right.
But yeah, either way, I think that's a good one. That's a good would you rather.
I have
Yeah,
been.
that's tough.
I like.
It was not an easy
sometimes I
answer.
like complete silence in the car.
A lot of times when I come home from work,
like I don't
just
always
turn
need
the
to be
radio off.
entertained. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like,
Yeah.
just let
Well,
me
I do.
drive.
Well, he said a 10-hour car ride. If it
Yeah.
was, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be in silence for 10 hours.
It's also his
Yeah.
personal experience, by the way. So he's been.
I'm sure. Yeah, I cannot.
So
take
Ryan and
screaming.
Katie, who I've played games with a bunch. It was cool to finally
Yeah,
play
they
in person
were-
again with
yeah.
them. This is their second year because they were
Yep,
here
they were
last
here
year
last
too. It was like Friday. An hour after they got there, they were like, "Guess who's not coming next year? Our kids."
Yeah.
It was like they
That's so
immediately were
funny.
like, "They're fucking staying home."
Yeah.
It
One
was
of their
hilarious.
kids
Their
cracked
kids
me
were
up.
just Energizer batteries. They
Yeah.
were just go,
They
go,
were.
go, go,
They
go,
were
go, go,
out
go,
in
go,
the
go, go.
lobby, like making ramps and shit. I was like, "They're great out. Like, just stay out there, do
Yeah.
your
do
thing."
your
And they
thing.
were,
Yeah, they weren't
were
bad.
No.
They were just
cool out
like
there, but
Energizer bunnies.
They
Yeah.
were a lot of energy.
But the older son, he would every time he'd see me, he'd be like, "Hi, Natalie."
oh yeah, he loved you.
And
Yeah,
so
he
she was
likes
like,
you.
she's like, he likes older women. He's in first grade and his girlfriend's a third grader. I was like, oh,
Careful. Okay, this
You're
one
like, I'm a
is
30-year-old.
I
this
wish.
one is from Dennis. Actually, from Ryan from Dennis.
Yeah, I sent it to
Okay.
you from Dennis sending it to
yeah.
me.
Would you rather play an 8-hour game of Twilight Imperium at 5 players, completely naked,
Oh, wait, you'll see. This
nudie,
is harder than you
nudie,
think.
Oh, God.
or an 8-hour game of Cards Against Humanity with your in-laws?
While nude?
No, you get to wear
Yeah,
clothes.
but you're with
it's 8
your
hours.
in-laws.
It's an entire work
I guess it would be
day.
fine for you because my parents are gone.
Oh, we don't have to go there.
Yeah. So it would be easier for you. Easy question for you. You know how awkward that would be to play?
Even
I would
if it was-
rather do that.
Yeah.
I don't have problems with like Cards Against Humanities with like family members. I played Cards Against Humanity with my grandma, and it was hilarious.
A whole work day of it. Like I think I'll have to take the one because again,
But you have to be nude in the first one?
you have to be naked. It says in the first one.
Well, that game sounds like it's like awful.
Well,
and
here's the
long.
thing.
And naked, no thanks.
Well, it's long. It's not awful. I mean,
think
it might
the
be for
difference
you.
between me, like if at least for
me,
Ryan and I, if it said an 8-hour game of Twilight Imperium or an 8-hour game of Cards Against Humanity, we would easily pick Twilight Imperium.
Twilight Imperium, 100%.
Hands down.
the naked
But you
part-
throw naked in there, so you have a game that is cool, but your butthole's
Your
out.
butthole's out.
Yeah, or annoying game with in-laws. I think I still have to take the in-law one, but a whole workday of Cards Against Humanity is exhausting.
Yeah, that's rough, but at least you're laughing.
I think I would take the in-laws one as well, mostly because Natalie's family...
Very open.
Yeah, it's not as... But,
not, like, awkward.
But I can see with some people...
Yeah.
You know, your in-laws are extremely conservative, and
Yeah.
you know, like if you swear
Cards Against
around
Humanity
them,
was like a
it's-
Thanksgiving staple for a while with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My grandma would be like, she'd get a card and she'd be like, I'm not saying that.
yeah,
Yeah. Pass.
right.
Okay, Joe bored to play gave me another one. It said, would you rather... Ooh, okay.
Guess we're not doing that one.
Gross.
Joe.
Fuck it. Would you rather go balls deep in your mom or have your dad
What?
go balls deep in you?
Oh,
Oh my God, Joe! What the hell?
Would you like to skip that one?
Little quiet Joe.
my.
What have you guys done to
Again,
him?
this is an easy one for me. I don't have to play. Yikes! Wow.
Yikers.
All right, Natalie, you're balls deep in her, Natalie. Yeah, let's go
Up
to
to
the
my
next one.
balls.
Up to your balls.
Up to your balls, Natalie.
That's like that
Yep.
one that Joe Madigan said once, and we were
Yeah.
like, we can't answer that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
you're
was
right. What was that? Was it the
was-
same one?
Like a
No,
mom.
okay.
And
It was the
was
same
like-
one, wasn't it?
It was something like, would you rather bang your wife,
Oh yeah.
but she's in your
bottom
mom's
part.
body?
Oh, is that
yeah,
what it was?
something
Or
like
bang
that.
your mom, but it's your wife's body, or something like that. It
Yeah,
was like
we were like,
No.
I
Their
cannot.
consciousness
Yeah,
swap.
no,
or
the
something.
answer's no.
Yeah.
And I'll say
So
the
we're
answer's
passing
no
Joe
to
to
Joe.
play, yeah.
Every Joe that gives us a
Yeah.
one
What's
is a
with these
no.
Joes?
What's with these Joes?
Shelly asked one. I think we've had this one before, but it's a good one. Would you rather find out your partner, spouse, whatever, was a waffle stomper or a poop knifer?
Oh my
Instantly,
Poop knifer.
instant poop knifer.
Yes. If someone's stomping their poop down the
Yeah,
train,
you are a
that's way worse than
you are
cutting
an
your giant
asshole
poop in the
for
toilet.
stomping your shit down. Like you're consciously being like, I'm going to stomp my own
Just
shit.
the fact that you pooped in the shower on
Yeah.
purpose.
You
That's
guys
a
are
problem.
right.
Ryan.
You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying it's not as easy for
only
me.
one
It's
answer.
only-
Here's the
that's the
thing.
only right
I'm
answer.
in my brain. I'm picturing
So what if Natalie has big hearty
slicing
shits?
her shit in the toilet,
You don't
and then
have to
I
see
cut
it.
my Amazon packages with it because she doesn't tell me she does it.
No, you don't have to see it. Natalie is just having hearty shits.
Well, you don't have to see
okay?
the waffle stomp either.
Yeah, but you might see remnants,
Yeah, but
and
you
you
would
know
know.
it's there on the floor somewhere.
No.
It probably smells.
Natalie having good hearty poops is just good for her diet. She's great.
Yeah.
And she's being courteous
Right.
to cut her shit
not even
before it goes
touching
down.
it.
Listen,
I'm
I hear
using the
you.
knife.
Listen, I hear you. I hear you. I'm with you. It's not
What if
that
I'm like,
easy
give me
for
a
me.
foot massage, and you know
So
I
you'd
stopped
rather
some poop down the
witness
shower?
Natalie shitting in the shower and stomping it down there
Wait,
than having a
is
giant
the
shit?
question? Are you
But
witnessing
no,
it?
you're picturing it. So you're picturing her giant shit, but you're
I'm
not
picturing it.
picturing her shitting in the shower and stomping it down
I
there.
am.
And which one's worse? No way!
It's the worst
What's wrong
one.
with you?
You're wrong.
You're wrong. You're not right.
I don't know what it is. Yes, you do. Yes,
Yes,
you
you
do.
do.
You do know what
You
it is.
do know.
I hear you guys.
Ryan.
I don't know which one I have a problem
You either
with
have to
more.
pick this one or you have to pick the sex with mom or dad one. So you got to pick one of these. You can't skip two in a row.
What is it? What's your answer? And there's only one.
You want me to submit to peer pressure?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll pick the waffle stomp. But I don't think I believe it.
No, you don't. You don't want to pick the waffle stomp. Or you're going against Natalie and I. You rather find out that your partner is a waffle stomper? Gross.
I don't know.
You disgust us.
You disgust
I don't know.
Now he's alone.
I guess you're right. I guess the one thing that makes it better is that you're not touching.
Yes.
You're using the cleave.
That's a
at least
courtesy.
And at least with the poop knife, two poops in the toilet where it belongs. It's not in the flower shore.
It's in the
Listen,
toilet. This
I
belongs
pee
there.
in Arnold Palmer bottles,
Yeah.
okay? I have a different definition of where stuff
Yeah.
belongs
Would you
than
rather
you.
find out it's waffle stomper or a bottle pisser?
That
What's the,
explains everything.
I don't have an inherent. I mean, if you got diarrhea, and you're
Yeah, you got diarrhea.
stuff it down.
Yep.
Then you got to take a shower all over again.
Oh God. Brendan Bingham says, "Would you rather? Would you rather kill a cat?
Oh, touch.
Or this is gonna be the other one. Or let a dog lick peanut butter off your genitals?
What?
That one.
Yeah, I'm not killing a cat.
No.
Yeah, I'm not killing a cat,
I'll have
but
the dog
you.
lick my
Lick
balls.
the peanut butter off my balls. That's fine.
Yeah.
Go for it. I don't care.
Natalie, you said
Yeah.
not cat killing.
I mean, you're not going to murder a cat.
No,
Yeah.
that's impossible.
Okay,
You could do it.
JR sketching stuff.
It's not impossible.
Yes,
It's possible. You just can't.
Yeah, JR sketching stuff. Who you should be following to keep updates with his upcoming maybe games soon or whatever.
And his
Hotel
artwork.
is bizarre.
Would you rather live through Dungeon Crawler Carl or be a talking cat? I'd rather be a talking cat.
Be a talking cat. But
yeah.
the talking cat also has to live through Dungeon
Yeah, that's
Crawler
true. I think
Carl.
I'd just rather be the talking cat.
Well, he didn't say the
I mean,
talking
you-
cat in Dungeon Crawler Carl.
No, just in general, I think.
True. I think I would rather be a talking cat. That's too stressful for me.
I mean, it's a lot to be a talking
just
cat. I would want to.
surviving constantly.
Yeah, I'd want to be a talking
Trying to
cat
get
with someone
killed.
who's not trying to exploit the fact that I'm a talking cat. Like, I just
Yeah.
want to hang out with like my owner.
Every
Yeah.
one of these is like so hard. I'm going to pick. I think I'd rather be in Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Ooh man.
You
I mean, you could pick your race as talking
Yeah,
cat.
exactly. I
You
could
could
be
be one later.
I could be
you were like the least like adventurous, thrill-seeking person.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Swoozle said,
You
"Fight
can't go on a
Mike."
Ferris wheel, so don't act like that.
What if level 1 was Ferris wheel and you're like, well, I guess I'm dead.
I'll go back to
All right, Swoozle said, "Would you rather fight Mike Tyson in his prime for 60 seconds?
No.
Or, well, okay,
Okay.
or have his voice and lisp forever?
60 seconds.
60 seconds is a long fucking
He
time.
might kill me.
He
Oh my
could kill
God.
you.
I think he
thing
would.
is-
He'd
Yeah.
want
So,
to.
in 60 seconds, you have two choices.
You gotta
run.
damage.
You just gotta
You
run.
run away
You gotta
for
run.
60 seconds, which you're in a ring, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's got to hit you one. You can't just fall over.
You got to go
gotta get
down.
knocked
As soon as he hits you, you're fucking
You're
out.
crumpling to the
You're
ground.
out, whether you're actually out or
And then
like,
hope he doesn't rip your ear
I
off.
hope he doesn't, like, the punch doesn't cause brain damage for the rest of your
Right.
life. Because that dude in his prime, he just
Right.
beat up, like, actual boxers.
So basically, would
The other
you
one is
rather be
talk like him
brain
for the rest of your
damage
life?
or
Yeah.
talk like him?
I mean, getting punched in the brain might end up me talking like him for the rest of my life.
I think I could run away from him.
Oh, man. I don't think you could.
I think I might be able to.
Who said this one?
The Swoozle. I think I'm going to fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
But,
me too.
man, I'm fucked. Like, he's going to hit you.
I think he might
I don't
hit
think
me
running away. I think I'm going to have to learn how to take a punch in the face.
I'm going to talk like him.
for 60 seconds. Does he know that there's only 60 seconds?
Yeah. I'm going to say
If
yes.
he knows there's only 60
you-
seconds and
he's
he's
gonna-
like,
he's
I'm
gonna-
coming
he's gonna
after
fucking
you.
get you.
But if it's just like a regular
Like, if he
thing,
knew
and
it was, like, if he's thinking it was a 2-minute
yeah,
round.
like it's 2-minute round, then I think I could back away from him. I still got my fists. I would just put them in front of my
He
face.
said everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the fucking mouth.
That's what I'm saying. I hold my
He's-
feet, I hold my hands in front of my
I
face,
think-
and I
think
run the fuck
even
away.
Even if he punched my hands into my own face.
Oh, that would hurt like
I-
shit. I'd be fucked.
Yeah, you'd
I
break
think
your
I'm still
nose.
gonna
Oh no, that would
fight
kill
him,
me.
though.
But I got to try.
Yeah.
Because the other thing you can't run away from his voice and lisp.
Yeah. All right.
You could
Nat,
potentially run away.
here's a fart one for Natalie. Okay. Swoozle said, "Have your farts be silent but nauseatingly deadly, or odorless but extremely loud." These are really good ones.
I have not known
These
the
are so
answer to the
tough.
last 5.
I know.
I know. I think I might go with all of them.
I say odorless. No, I say noiseless, silently deadly.
Noiseless.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's rough because like
I kind of feel like
that's like the dog over here.
I feel like the smell is worse than the noise.
I agree.
So I'm gonna go with
Hear me
But
out
loud,
for
but
smell
why.
you can blame.
Yes.
You can be like that
With
was
the smell,
me.
you can be like, "Who did that?"
Yeah, but it's your butthole.
If you are, but usually you don't mind your own, so you just like everyone else has got. But if you're,
but it's nauseatingly deadly.
you guys are vomiting and I'm not.
Right.
I guess we would know.
Ryan, it's like,
Oh, who did that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
but if
God.
it's loud, you can't deny who
Yeah,
who
you
did
can't. I mean, I work in a school. Either way, I could blame it on the kids
it. 100%.
if I fart and do that. But if
Yeah.
I like just rip ass, I
You're
feel
being
like,
made
I
fun
was
of by
me.
all the students forever, right?
I
Yeah.
would still rather have sound than the.
Smell.
Yeah, I think if I wasn't a teacher, I would take nauseatingly deadly.
That's what I'm taking.
But being a teacher, I'll take. No, I'll take the nauseatingly deadly one because
Yeah.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
wasn't, I would just take the super loud one.
I like the plausible deniability
Yeah,
account
that's a
of the
good
first one, even though you're all vomiting because of it's nauseatingly.
Yeah, that's so much more embarrassing.
I can pretend to be nauseated.
So
Yeah.
can I just tell a quick story? So there was.
Well, it depends. What's the story about?
It's about when I was gagging.
Oh, this is the funniest
So
fucking thing.
we're
ever.
like hanging out, and then all of a sudden I look over at Hobbs, and I was like, I think he's about to throw up. And he throws up on the floor. And so then I immediately am going to clean it up. And as I'm cleaning it up, I'm just gagging over
God.
Dry heaving.
Like,
She's like,
yeah. I was just like,
oh my God, it was the funniest. It was
and he just sat there next to me, dying laughing.
I felt bad. I did feel bad about it because I
don't think he's ever laughed harder in his entire
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Well, I'm there cleaning up vomit,
She's
gagging.
Like,
he's just like,
I was like, oh my God.
I was done. I cleaned it all up, and he's still laughing for another 10 minutes. He's like, I'm so sorry.
I was sorry.
The funniest thing I've ever seen.
I did feel really bad, but it was so funny because it looked like she was pretending.
Yeah.
She clearly
I
wasn't.
was not.
It's like Balin in her her Tourette's.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like, this tick that she could not shut off. And I was like,
stop
this is the funniest. I'm like, it's just dog puke. We've all cleaned up dog puke before.
Yeah.
But whenever I clean it up, I always do gag. It's
Oh
the
my
most
gosh, that
disgusting.
was so
man.
funny.
All right, 3 monkeys on what's it called? Instagram.
I heard of that.
Oh yeah.
Would you rather walk in on your parents doing it,
I have.
or have them walk in on you?
That. Both of those have happened.
I would
Which one
rather
was
have
worse?
them walk in on me.
Same.
Yeah.
Of the two,
yeah.
walking in on them was more scarring.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, having them walk in on me was embarrassing, but also like, I'm getting some.
Yeah, like at least I'm getting some.
I'm getting some.
Right.
You know? And then walking in on them was like, Mom, I don't feel good. Oh my God.
Yep.
You know, like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I never
out of here,
got walked in on, but I walked in on.
Stairs in the basement.
I walked in on my parents once. I don't know. It was awful.
Yeah.
I just like went straight up to my room and I was like, I'm not coming out till tomorrow.
Like somehow I need to like, how do I
see you never.
bleach? How do I bleach
I'm
my
going on
eyeballs?
Right.
3 monkeys also said, would you rather play the same game for the rest of your life or never play the same game twice?
We've had this one before.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
think,
you said play the same game the rest of your life?
One game for the rest of your life.
or you can only play. You can
every
never play a
game
game
once.
once.
You can
right.
you can never play a game twice.
Yeah, you can never play a game more than once.
I think never play a game more than one.
I think I'll do that. I'll stay in the
I
call
like
to
to
the new and
mix
just let it go.
up.
Last one he said, would you rather orgasm every 10 minutes or every 10 years?
Wow. 10 minutes. That would really disrupt your life.
That would disrupt your
But 10 years, that's
days
awful.
and
You're in a meeting at work that's an hour. You're
6
coming
times.
6 times.
Like and it
Comes out.
like it's
for a
coming
dude,
out.
it's
Well,
rough.
for a
It's
girl,
coming
it
out
doesn't
a lot.
come
For a dude, it's way
I know.
worse.
You might. Would you pick 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I can't go a decade though, Jeff.
No, I can't go.
I can't go.
I think I'll just go 10 minutes.
I
Just
think
live
so.
my life.
Yeah, I
Like,
just go 10 minutes.
that would
and
be
then-
much harder for a
Don't-
guy.
I already got punched in the head by Mike Tyson. I'm already had his list.
Maybe you
I
guys-
may as well just keep
You guys gotta wear like
Jizz in every
diapers
10
or
minutes.
something, so it doesn't
Yeah,
go through
seriously,
your
you'd probably
pants.
have to wear like an adult diaper and be like,
How could I
this
make that
TPS
much for him?
report is,
I think you would get the hang of not
Covering it
showing
up.
it. You know,
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, there it is.
Right. It's like so normal
The
if
first,
it's every 10
the
minutes.
first half hour would be the best half hour of your life.
You're like, oh my God.
The back after from 40 minutes to the rest of your life would be hell.
Yeah, forever. That's so long. Forever is so long.
You'd like come, you'd be like, oh, 10 minutes later, you'd be like, oh my God, it's happening
Wow,
again. And then
this
you'd be
is
like,
great. And you're like,
uh-oh.
Oh God, it's happening again.
Uh-oh.
It's happening
You're
again.
sleeping.
And
you're coming.
And you're just like, you're just like
You
stuck
wake
to
up
the
and it's
bed.
just everywhere.
What if-
Ew.
what have we
Oh,
done?
God.
We made our choice, but what have we
We
done?
did.
Yeah,
We
maybe
moved
that
on.
was a bad.
Oh man.
I'm watching Natalie Waffle Stomp and I'm coming every 10 minutes.
Janelle said, only ever be allowed to eat leftovers or be. She wrote freegan, but I'm assuming maybe it's vegan. What's a
Is
freegan?
freegan something?
She probably knows that that's a thing. And I
Let's see. Freegan. A freegan is someone who practices freeganism.
Would you
A
rather
philosophy-
freeganism every 10 minutes or every 10 years?
A philosophy that involves minimizing resource consumption and waste by scavenging for discarded food
No, only allowed to eat
I'll
as
leftovers.
a
have
means of
leftovers.
reducing consumption and living more ethically.
Leftovers.
You said scrounging
Freeganism.
for food?
Scavenging for discarded food.
No,
Like in the dumpster?
I
leftovers.
suppose.
Yeah, I'll just have leftovers.
Okay.
Leftovers are great.
Shelly said, lose all function of your elbows or
it's
be able to only take 406 steps in a day.
That one.
That's probably what you do.
Yeah, I think 406.
Shut up, Natalie.
That's like, that's 200 more than you normally do. So, living in Bug Street here.
Jerk.
For your elbows, I'm trying to understand like how that would affect
You could
my
never
life.
JO me ever again.
I was
You
just like
could.
this.
There you go.
I gotta stand a lot really far
this
away.
is why we need a
Is the,
TikTok.
is
I gotta
the
be really-
function like you can't, your arm's always straight or is it always bent or like what's the
One is always
consequence
straight,
here?
one is always bent.
Yeah, there you go. You just have to like
can live
dab
like that.
the
You're just
entire
constantly
life.
dabbing. Yeah.
Wait, what was the other one?
The other one was
406 steps.
400 steps.
200 more steps than Ryan takes. All right.
I think I'd rather have one bent, one straight elbow.
Oh my God. How would you put your shirt on?
Fucking weird. You wouldn't couldn't wear a shirt.
yeah.
No shirt, Natalie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, I would
That's
rather
why they
do
call
all the
her
things
no
that-
shirt
That's
Natalie.
why I say.
Yeah, Ryan would have to dress me.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
But you can only, I have to come to you because you can't take steps.
I can take steps.
Only
406
400.
of them.
No, I can army crawl. I
Dan
can,
the Burrito Man, only have pizza for the rest of your life or never have pizza again for the rest of your life?
Oh, man.
I'll take
never. I'll say never.
only pizza.
Unfortunately,
I can put so many things on pizza. I could put a steak on pizza.
Again, I just think that
You'd get
the
so
first
tired of
couple
it.
days you'd be like, "This
Yeah.
is the best time of my life,"
Yeah.
and then soon after that you'd be like, "This is a nightmare. I cannot wake up from."
Yeah, you're probably right. The Cajun Gamer, only play Catan for the rest of your life or only play Ticket to Ride?
Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, I think I'll play
I've
Ticket
never
to Ride.
played Catan. But
Especially if I can play the different variations
I guess
of
Ticket
Ticket
to
to Ride.
Yeah, there's so many different variations.
I know
there's a lot of
bunch
different
Catan
variations of
too,
Catan.
but I don't like that.
I don't like Catan. Version.
Heather Schwinneman said, would you rather eat a bag of dicks or suck on D's nuts?
oh my God.
Ooh, are D's nuts her nuts?
I would say suck
She
on your
said
nuts.
D's nuts. I'll suck on your nuts. Heather
suck on your nuts,
yeah.
Heather.
Give me those nuts.
Wait, what was
Yeah.
the first one?
Suck a bag of dicks.
Eat a bag of
dicks.
Eat a bag
Eat
of
a bag of
dicks.
dicks. Suck on
D's
D's nuts. I'll suck on
So
D's
eat
nuts.
or
Yeah,
suck.
I'll
Yeah, but you're
suck.
eating a bag of dicks that she hands
sucking
you,
on her nuts.
or you're sucking on her nuts.
Oh, I'll suck.
D's.
Okay, here's the most
Yeah.
adorable
Oh,
one.
Okay, I'll suck on the nuts.
I'll suck on them nuts.
Bronwyn said, would you rather Jason play you the accordion
Yes.
or have Kinsey play you the accordion?
Oh my god.
I was like, either way, it's the most adorable.
I love Jason.
Yeah.
But Kinsey
I think
is
I'm taking
so
Kinsey. Sorry, Jason. You're
fucking
amazing.
Sweet.
Well,
Kinsey
I'm going
was
to take
like the-
Jason because he plays like an angel, and Kinsey
Yeah.
doesn't know how to play the accordion.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Kinsey, I hope you're not
we
listening.
kind of
to
got
this.
to see
You're
Kinsey
adorable.
play because
I
she was like
know.
hitting the buttons and
I
then
know, that
looking
was
at us
so
like, "Look at me!"
adorable.
Oh,
I
she was the
know.
cutest fucking thing ever.
Okay, Facebook, last couple. Would you rather lose your sense of smell or you lose your ability to taste? This is from Alan Fullerton.
Well, if you lose your sense of smell, you
Isn't
kind
there-
of lose taste as well, don't you?
Yeah, I think.
But,
would
I mean, I'll
rather
play the
lose-
game.
Yeah, I would lose smell.
Yeah,
I would
me
rather
too.
smell.
I'd rather lose.
What do I
Especially
need
if
to
I'm-
smell stuff for?
Especially if I'm farting.
Now my deadly farts
Yes,
aren't
my
doing
deadly
shit to
farts
you.
don't
Well,
work
you
about
can
it.
taste them, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like I would be very disappointed if I couldn't taste my food, but I don't know if there's like a smell that I would be like, I have
Yeah.
to smell this.
I do
mean, I
think
think you'd miss
scientifically, if you lose your smell,
I
you're pretty
know.
much not tasting
Yeah,
shit either.
I think you
Yeah.
would miss it for sure at some point, but I
For
think
sure.
I'd rather eat food.
Yeah.
I'd probably like lose weight if I didn't taste anything.
for sure. Give me that.
Yeah, that's
but still,
true.
I want taste.
Jacob Smock said, "Would you rather board game or bullshit?"
I like bullshitting.
I'll take
like
board game.
board game.
I'll take
I
board
love
game.
bullshitting. Is one of my favorite things to do. Let's just bullshit.
Micah Mills said, "This is for the guys," but Natalie, you can chip in on this one. Would you rather have one coconut-sized ball, like your nut is one, or a bunch of little ones clustered together like grapes?
Oh my god.
I don't know who comes up with
Coconut-sized?
these. Coconuts are
I'd
big.
say grapes.
Coconuts like this big, right?
Yeah,
One
at
in your
the
pants.
small.
I'll take a bunch
yeah,
of grapes.
A
Bunch of
small
grapes.
coconuts like this.
But you
Yeah,
imagine
I'll take a
having
bunch of
like
grapes.
15 balls.
You're just like, bloop, bloop. Can you pick one off like a
feel
grape?
good. Ah!
You gotta clean that real good. There's a lot of
Oh
crevices
my
and
Yeah, there's a lot
bunch of
going on in
grapes.
that I think I'm gonna go with clustered grape.
Both of us guys, you would rather me waffle stomp.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I didn't answer that.
In the
one.
realm of who got one wrong, it's still you.
I don't know for sure. All I know is the thought of you cleaving your poop and then hanging the knife on the hook.
Is apparently equal to her shitting in the shower and then stomping it down to you.
the drain.
I don't have to see it.
You don't have to
Either
see her
one.
shit in the toilet
I have to
either.
see the knife on the hook.
She can keep the knife.
Why
in her
don't I put
pocket.
it in a drawer?
Maybe she has a Swiss Army poop knife.
I'm just saying it's not as easy to me. That's all I'm saying.
Gross. Matthew
Maybe she has a waffle sock. Maybe
Lawrence.
she has a waffle
Yeah.
sock.
Yeah.
A waffle booty.
Ew, that must be a disgusting booty.
Okay, so that one is for. Maybe I'll give this one then for Natalie at the end. It's just hers. Okay, so Matthew Lawrence said, "Would you rather?" This is for everyone. Would you rather play only one game for the rest of your life, or never play the same game twice? We already did that one, right?
Yep, we just
Okay,
did that.
we
yeah,
did
yeah.
never play the same game twice.
Correct.
We just kept going to play the new.
Yep.
The new. Daniel Bundison, would you rather fillet the smallest or the biggest dick in the world?
Well, I mean, doesn't that seem obvious?
No?
Oh yeah, not to Natalie, I guess, but to me and you.
The smallest?
Small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go small.
Isn't that the most obvious answer?
I think
I guess
so.
so, yeah.
What about you? I mean, the smallest is probably like a micro penis.
Smallest, like barely there.
Filleting the biggest thing in the world would hurt you terribly.
You basically like wouldn't really
you just
do much because it's so big.
You just do the tip, right? You just kind of tip it.
If you can even fit the tip.
What is the biggest ding dong in the world? What does Guinness have?
Good question.
Yeah, you could get like knocked the fuck out.
I know. I feel like that's just an obviously easy one for us. Definitely the big one, right? The big hog.
The big giant.
Give me that big hog.
How long?
How long is the biggest hog?
I can't wait to see your algorithm after that search in private browsing. Look at images and then measure it from there.
No.
Go to dicks.com.
Big ol' hog.
This one says over 14 inches.
Whoa. My God. And the thing is that it's not like a spaghetti noodle.
Can't be.
It's like
that
probably like a fucking thermos.
Huge. What if it's a chode?
It's
it's like 28.
It's 28 inches around. Think about it.
It says
I'm only 3 inches, but I'm 28 around.
something about the unofficial title of world's largest penis. Roberto
14?
Cabrera, though the latter.
Cabrera.
You just hit home run today. I like to
Though
fish.
the latter was shown to be largely foreskin, and Matt Barr, the world's biggest penis confirmed by independent medical studies, at over 14 inches.
That's a big hog.
That's a mighty hog.
I'm not filleting that.
That's the biggest hog.
I'll fillet
give
the
me the
half
mic.
inch.
Give me the
Should I
micro
say
penis.
the smallest
Yeah, because you're not even touching it. It's nothing.
You got to get it there though. Like you got to get it. To
It doesn't
finale.
say you have to finish him, does it?
Well, I mean, it's not just like a.
It just says fillet.
Yeah,
Well, fillet-
that's what
Fillet
you have
does
to
not
finish.
Is fillet
does not
to finish?
assume. I think
Are we
fillet
sure?
is just the act of sucking it.
So I just have to suck it a little bit.
I think so.
I have to suck these nuts for a little bit. So I just have to do a little sucking.
I don't know that
What
fillet.
point is the sucking become fillet?
Yeah, how many sucks does it have to be?
How many sucks does it
Is it like five up and downs?
Yeah, 5 up and downs. I can do 5 down ups.
How many up and downs do you have to do?
I don't know if this is the smallest one in the world, but it says something about, the smallest erect penis in the study that was done was about 1.6 inches erect.
I'm my guess.
That's still too big.
Erect,
So 1.6 is like, how big is that?
It's
this?
like this.
That's too big.
Oh, I think you're closer to 2.
Really? It's like, that's probably.
Natalie, how many up and downs do you have to do before it's considered filleting?
Yeah, so you're like, so Ryan's like, I need you to suck my dick, and he's like, all right, here's my 14-incher.
If you go 1, 2, 3, I'm
that
like,
a
you didn't even
fillet?
do it. You didn't fillet
Yeah,
me.
so
I think so. 1, 2, 3?
So that'd be down, up, down.
So is
Okay,
the
what
guy
about
considering
4?
that a fillet? He's like, you're not.
You did
done.
not fillet
You
me.
did not fillet me. You just mouthed me for a minute.
You didn't even
Or
do.
is it a time thing? Do you have to be?
Maybe it's like
30
60 seconds of
mouth work. What would you
I mean-
consider? Are you googling that too?
Yeah.
I do think most guys would consider if you're giving me a blowjob,
You gotta
get me there.
Yeah, or at least to a point where it's like, now we can. Do
I mean,
other
this does
things.
not. This actually only makes the micro penis more appealing because I don't
Yes.
want to see the torrent of
This just says
Like it might
milky
just, I'm gonna
fluid
have to get
coming out of the
further
14
it doesn't
incher.
need to finish. It says fellatio is oral sex, which involves someone using their mouth to stimulate their partner's
Oh, so you gotta
penis.
get it. You gotta
Stimulating.
get
You
it
gotta
there.
get it hard.
You just gotta like erect.
So
it.
that could be anywhere from a few sucks to
Now, like, call it. How many up and downs do
Yeah.
you have to do?
or a time. I want a time or an up and downs.
Okay. So do we call
in and
one
outs. An in and outs.
one up and down just one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
In out one.
I'd say 3 up and down.
3 up
3
and downs.
in out in out.
So down
in,
up,
out.
down up, down up.
Yep.
1,
that's sufficient.
2,
I
And
think.
then that would be enough.
You filleted me now
Yep.
sufficiently.
You could
Is she
say
setting
that you
up
did
for
it.
later
I was
tonight?
gonna say,
to be
you
like,
can't
now
use
you're
that
screwed.
definition
Yeah, you're
later.
fucked.
Filleted you like, I know.
You've been
According to
filleted.
episode 151,
I'm going
I have
to
done
do
that
my
to
best to
you.
not say the word fillet. Or I'll add to completion.
Yeah. That's it. That's what I got for
Oh my gosh.
our would you rather.
Beautiful.
That's funny.
Beautiful would you
Those are
rathers.
some impressive ones.
Every one of
They were
those was difficult for me.
Yeah, there were a
I
lot
could
of
not
difficult
answer
ones.
5 of them in a row.
Yeah.
Including an up to and including the waffle stock one.
That's the most obvious one of all of them.
Well, maybe you have a waffle booty.
A waffle booty?
Yeah, if you have a waffle booty,
What's a waffle booty?
it's a booty that you put over your foot so it doesn't directly touch the waffle.
What?
What?
You put a booty over your foot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're not talking about like a butt.
It's like a slipper. But then you have to see that.
Do you want to know the funny part of
you have
this?
to see that.
If you rewind the podcast like 5 minutes, her and I had this exact conversation, and she even said, "Oh yeah, a waffle booty." She knew exactly what I was talking about 5 seconds ago. Now she's like, "What do you mean?"
My memory is horrid.
But then you have to see the waffle booty. You didn't want to see the knife. Now you have to see the
that's
waffle
what I mean.
booty.
That's what makes it difficult. That's
You're
what
right next
makes
to a shower cap.
Waffle booty, waffle booty.
I guess where would you hang the waffle booty? Because in the original poop knife story, the wife did not know he was using the knife as the poop knife.
Yeah, but that knife was not like a silicone knife.
But it doesn't say silicone knife. It just said, would you rather know that your partner is a poop knifer or a waffle stopper?
Yeah, but the waffle booty.
Wait, you mean like a butt, or you mean like a
Clean it. What do you got to clean it in your washer? And then it gets poop particles.
How do they
everywhere?
clean How do they clean the poop knife?
Well, at least you
Just in
can
the sink?
sterilize that. It's not
probably
like
sink. I would
cloth
say
or
sink
something.
or dishwasher.
Why do you think the waffle booty that I have just invented in this bit is made of cloth?
What's it made out of?
I think shower cap
silicone.
material.
Yeah. It's
I
silicone.
I consider a foot shower
vacuums
cap.
around your foot. It's like for purposes of stomping.
And the next invention is the shower vacuum. That we can put the shower vacuum there.
So you poop
you can
in the
vacuum
shower.
shower booty. This
And
is
then,
absurd.
then you gotta wipe your butt with what?
No, you have the water that comes out of the shower. If you have,
Just
you have,
rinse it.
you
Yeah,
have
you
one of
just
those
do it, like,
showers that
douche
comes
it.
off, and it becomes a bidet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just douche it up.
Way cleaner.
No. I still disagree with
My
you.
way with the
completely
waffle
disagree with
with the waffle booty, we're saving the world.
Okay.
We're
Saving the
Stumping
world,
shit
but not
down
your
shower
drains.
drain. There's still shit in your shower drains. You just made Nav have a slightly cleaner foot.
No, the water of the shower dissolves the
So,
Sucking all the hair in the pipes.
Here's our third invention: poop dissolving water. You put something in your shower head that dissolves the shit down your
That you
drain.
also bathe yourself
I
with.
mean like the it's continual water coming out. The new water is
New water?
New water. How many waters you got in there?
What do you mean? Water is continually coming out of the shower
Yeah,
head.
brand new one.
I shit in the shower. Okay, I take the shower head off. It's got all those like little like streams of water, and
Yeah.
you just put it on the shit, and it breaks the shit into little tiny pieces that then falls down the drain. Okay, then if there's not enough that fell down the drain, you have to put on the booty. Okay, and
That's a lot of work.
This
You
is
can
all
just poop in the
better.
toilet.
This is all better than us just cutting poop in
Well,
the
hold
toilet.
on. I don't know if it's better. I don't know if it's better, but it's definitely making me think. I think the waffle booty
Waffle
is an
booty.
invention that the world
Might be
needs to
worse than
see.
fork knife.
Shut up! Fork knife was a genius idea.
He was like, "What if you had a fork and a knife?" I'm like, "Won't you just cut yourself when you eat?" And he was like, "Oh yeah."
Damn it. But then it turned out it exists.
It does exist.
It does exist in the world. It didn't obviously
camping material
reduce
or
to
something.
get rid of the
Yeah.
fork and the knife, but
Get rid of it.
Brother.
oh man, well waffle booty is the next thing that I've come up with, and that's going to be fucking amazing. So that's going to do it for us tonight, everybody. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on Instagram at Gamecasters or at Mad Board Gamer. Both of those accounts service the podcast. We also have a Facebook group. Just search Gamecasters and you'll find us there. You can also email us at thegamecasterspodcast@gmail.com. If you like the show, we'd love it if you consider giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen that allows you to rate us. We've also got a Patreon. If you want to support the show, feel free to head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters. There's also a merch store where you can find all sorts of different Gamecasters Mad Board Gamer gear. So head on over to the link tree on the Gamecasters Instagram page or the merch channel in our Discord server to find the link to our Bonfire merch store. So, for Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, I'm Ryan, and you have been listening to The Gamecasters. Good night, everybody.
She walks by all these people being like hanged by the
Pussy.
Yeah, right by the pussy. Ouch.
Give me your pussy.
You give me that pussy.
We're watching this shit. Well, no.
Save it for
No,
the podcast.
Saving it for the podcast.
Save it for the podcast.